welcome back to Mythical Family. Our channel is usually Prismatic Dragonfly on Sundays, but we just finished with RageCon for the weekend, our annual gaming convention that we all love. And this year we had a number of guests from out of town, some of them from as far as New York. And we wanted to run something special to sort of squeeze more into the collaboration before folks head home. So first off, RageCon, annual gaming convention, Reno Area Gaming Expo. We love this convention. We go every year. We put on as many events as we can. This year we went really big. We had an exhibition booth again so that we could let people know that we're here, hopefully let people find us and learn about us as we're trying to expand and be able to do more for our community, where we're trying to build an inclusive and safe space for everybody to just enjoy their hobbies, their fandoms, their geeky pastimes, whether it be writing, playing board games, playing role-playing games, costuming, or just being an avid fan of certain fandoms that people enjoy. Just a spot where everybody is free and safe to be into what they like with those fandoms and geeky hobbies, without anything else being important, nothing else being in the way. So we're trying to let people know that we're out there, and RageCon is one of the major places that we get to do that every year. We work as closely with them as we can, and this year there was some volunteer work that was done with them. We had our exhibition booth. We ran several events, including putting on 3 panel events. 2 of them were seminars. One was about gaming systems and different types of games that are out there. And we had another panel about LGBT representation in role-playing games and in gaming. We had the third panel event. We will have a video up for some of these shortly, but the third panel event, we did a performative game in front of an audience, which was an improv game, which was another collaboration. And we had a lot of fun with all of those. There was a lot of work, a lot of getting everything done, a lot of scrambling around. We had several other events. I think a total of 6 other games run between all of us that were Mythical Family hosted in one way or another. And from Friday at noon all the way till 5 o'clock today, which is why we're a little late getting started, because everything was in our totes at the convention at 5:30. So we had to get back here and reassemble everything and get the studio up and running so that we could bring gaming to you on Sunday like we like to do. So in the studio tonight, we do have some of the folks that we're collaborating with. We have Sarah from Andromeda Adventures, and we also have James from Andromeda Adventures.
Hi, everyone.
And we are doing collaborative games with them. A couple of us are in games on Andromeda Adventures. There's another one that we're working on as well that will include myself and Kira. And we're enjoying collaborating with all of the people on that channel, and we're hoping that the relationship continues. At RageCon, we also collaborated with the local gaming group Reno Dungeon Crawlers. They were part of one of our panel events, and Randy, the founder of that, was a great asset to have for that panel. And I'm really, really grateful he took part in it and collaborated with us. We collaborated on another event, the performative event, with a local amazing group called Mythic Geekdom. And they are a lot of fun. They have great energy, and they are another group that you should check out. They just want people to be bold and geeky about everything that they love and do, so it falls right in line with our message and what we like, and we hope to be doing more with them. We collaborated, well, we didn't collaborate. They were in our studio for our Halloween party last year, and we met them at RageCon the prior year. We've had some snags and haven't made the progress this year that we wanted to, but we're looking forward to doing more collaborations now that we've got things rolling. Let's see, what else? I'm going to go ahead and segue and let Frosty introduce Andromeda Adventures in a more complete method, and let her use her own words for it.
All right. Hi, I'm Sarah Frost, or Frosty, from Andromeda Adventures. It is my professional role-playing game business for immersive long-term campaigns, but it is also the team for Endara the Second Age that we stream Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. on Twitch over at our channel Andromeda Adventures. IGM and James and Kira here play in there as Magnar and my brain. It has been a long week. Anna East. It was right there and then gone somewhere.
It's been a long.
Yeah, we're going to do so well in the world of cyberpunk with our brains as fried as they are after this weekend.
And I don't even have my cyberpunk jacket right now. I am so sad I don't have my streaming jacket.
Would you really put it on right now? Though?
I would.
Up here.
I would.
Even in this heat.
Yes.
I brought a jacket to wear too at this outfit, but no.
No, it would just be the full Southern California experience.
Yeah.
La Sofotre et Trebel.
So yes, RageCon was wonderful again this year. Lots of great vendors, lots of fun games, lots of really good community support, and smiling, happy, nerdy faces, which is what we love to see. And we will be back next year as soon as they start putting the plans together. We're going to make our plans to be there. For tonight, we will be running a one-shot while we have our guests here. And we're going to try CyberPunk Red. I am a longtime fan of the cyberpunk genre. I have a long but tenuous love relationship with the Cyberpunk 2020 role-playing game. I have played it for decades, love it, despite all of its problems. It's been hard for me to let the 2020 Friday Night Firefight system go for what they have done with Red. However, there are a lot of good things in Red, and we're going to give it a fair chance. So we wanted to do Cyberpunk while our guests were here. Frosty is a big Cyberpunk fan. Kira is a big Cyberpunk fan. Ray won't shut up about me playing running Cyberpunk for him. Jillian enjoys Cyberpunk, but I think is looking forward to checking out the genre a little more. And I think James is just here.
Oh no, I'm a big cyberpunk fan.
Okay, all right.
James has played it.
I was going to feel really bad if I was.
And for a long time, I was in one of Frosty's Cyberpunk 2020 games.
Okay, good. Okay, good. I was feeling like I may have been dragging somebody along, but it sounds like we're all on this torpedo together.
James is bringing in one of his characters from my Cyberpunk game that suffered a unfortunate end.
So he gets a reprieve in a different world.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good. So everybody at the table wanted this game to be run, so we're gonna make it happen. We are, just full disclosure, coming off of 3 days of convention, so all of us are a little punchy, a little tired, touch of loopy, and there may be mistakes, there may be giggling, there may be things misspoken, and there may be things forgotten. But
no snorts. No.
Absolutely not.
no snorts.
No,
Okay,
That only happens at the DM chair.
we'll see how that goes.
It only happens when we've just got off.
And on this
That's
side of
right.
the camera, yes, on this side of the camera, I can't run the snort counter. Ah, yes, haha.
However, if you log into Twitch,
We'll just track it with dice.
Yeah.
Spin down dice.
Spin down dice, yeah. If you get to the bottom of the snort counter, it's all bad. It's all bad. So we're going to jump right into this now, I think, since we are getting a little late of a start. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we need to talk about first, and I don't think there is, because the... Oh, Simpe Pimpe, hi! Glad you're watching. This is going to be awful, because I'm up here, so thank you for enduring. That's one of our other channels that we watch every now and then.
Okay.
Certified Simpe is a Dead by Daylight and Apex player.
Nice.
Nice.
Incredibly wonderful person, really, really funny, and much better at the games than she thinks she is, but incredibly funny. All right, so let's see how we're gonna do this. CyberPunk Red, for anybody who's not familiar with it, cyberpunk is a different genre than fantasy, with all of the mainstream attention that the video game and some of the TV shows recently have given the genre. I don't think the genre needs much of an introduction. CyberPunk Red is the game that was put forth to sort of bridge the gap between the old Cyberpunk game, which is dated because it was Cyberpunk 2020 and it was supposed to be futuristic. It's an old game. but that bridges the timeline between Cyberpunk 2020 and Cyberpunk 2027 or 2077?
77.
2077, the recent video game. I don't know why I forgot the year. So it's not quite 2077, but it is pushing the future and catching 2020 up with some of the more modern realities of technology. 2020 had the flaw, or it's not a flaw, had the unfortunate circumstance of being written before things like cellular technology and the internet were commonplace. It was written in the late 80s and early 90s. So cell phones were huge, cell phones were really expensive, cell phones had range limitations. Let's see, what else was wacky about it? The internet.
Oh yeah, you could. So does that mean I can store more than 3 minutes of video on a bit of magnetic tape stuck in my head?
Yes, yes. And the internet was based on the movie Tron, essentially. So anybody that knows anything about modern networking, the old computer world was just laughable at this point. So they've made some changes to sort of not necessarily retcon the old game, but to kind of lock it out and bring it into modern era. So there have definitely been some changes. They've also had to push the tech a little further forward, because while we don't have cyberware on cyberware like in the game or flying cars and all that stuff yet, a lot of the technology that was supposed to be cutting edge in the game is stuff we have in our pockets now. So there were some changes they needed to make. For tonight, the game centers heavily around a made-up city called Night City, which is on the northern part of the central coast of California. And it's a whole new metropolis that's sprung up basically between now and when the story is supposed to take place. So it was built, it's all in the timeline, but it's a new city. It's not like LA refurbished or anything like that. This is a whole new made-up city, Night City. And Night City is where a lot of the action takes place, especially for edge runners. Edge runners are the operators that operate in the shadows of the oppressive mega corporations and do the illegal activities that sometimes keep people alive, sometimes keep corporations in check, and otherwise just sort of rebel against the machine that has crushed everybody else down into the dirt. And our characters will be edge runners, and they're going to be from Southern California, which is a more desolate part of the state in this dystopian future. And what they're trying to do is, as a group of operators that has a relationship and friendships together, they're trying to get their toes into the big leagues of the Night City operations jobs. So we're going to open with them having done their first job, trying to sort of establish themselves in the Night City marketplace, as it were. And in Cyberpunk, one of the cliches is the double cross, the fact that you can't trust anybody. So it's fairly cliche for the double cross to happen when the job is done, or somebody was hired to do something else and they double cross you at the end, or somebody decides they don't want to pay you and would rather have nobody know what it was you did for somebody who was supposed to pay you. All of those cliche, awful black op dystopian things, those are normal and commonplace in Cyberpunk, and that's what has just happened to these characters. It will start off with a little bit of an open narrative, and then the characters are going to have to decide where they're going to go from there. All right, so as the briefing said, you hate the beach, but here you stand in California with a gun in your hand. Trench coat weather. So, a couple of things just so people don't dwell on it. One, what you guys are carrying is essentially a MacGuffin. We're going to Pulp Fiction it. It is the briefcase. Doesn't matter what's in it. It is the correct thing. I'm not going to whammy you that way. There's no gotchas. You did get the right thing. What it is immaterial to anything else. It is just what you have and what you need to deliver. You did get the correct thing. You completed your operation successfully. It went fairly well. You guys all work well together. You have worked well with you've worked with each other in the past, so you know how to handle yourselves. It was not a difficult job. The pay was not going to be great, but it was about getting yourselves up here and getting just enough money to put roots down and starting to shop this market in Night City. So, having retrieved the case, you're working with a fixer who is local to the area that is new to you. He's the one that's going to bridge the gap between you and all of the new connections that you need to make. His tag is just Knect, so K apostrophe N-E-K-T. Just sort of like connect, but that's his handle. And his job was to find a team to get this done. He found the team, which was you. You guys did get this done. You bring the case back to drop it at a port in an old part of South Night City called San Moro Bay. San Moro Bay was a small town for a long time. It built up around a very small but very active shipping dock. There's really only about 4 piers to it, but they were very active for smaller vessels. As things deteriorated with the area and with the United States economy in general, the entire area for the past 12 years or so has essentially turned into what would almost be described as a third world shanty town. Buildings are falling apart, pieces of corrugated metal and boards are patching up holes in walls. For a while, a lot of people tried to eke out a living sort of squatting here, but at this point, almost nobody is here anymore. The only activity is from illegal operators that keep that port active, because it's a place where they can put into port and unload quickly and leave without having to go through official channels. It gets hassled periodically. It's not worth enough for there to be a long-term blockade, so things slow down, then it's back to business as normal, that kind of thing. But there's a lot of illegal activity that goes on here, and it's essentially just a completely black market shipping port. It's, like I said, it's only got 4 piers. It doesn't cater to large vessels, just large boats. And that's where you're supposed to meet and make the drop. The payoff for the drop was supposed to be 7,000 euro each. And the fixer that you've been working with so far has been completely up and up with you guys. They've provided everything they said they were going to. They understand that they hired you to do a job, and other than providing parameters and backup when it was necessary, let you do your job and didn't try to micromanage. It sort of seemed like it was really a job application as well. You were sort of being vetted, and things seemed to go fairly normal. You get there to make the drop. The fixer doesn't know these people either. They're the go-between, and they leave the case with you, and they're going to go make the drop. They're going to go make the connection and make sure things are good, while you guys sit on the case. They wanted to take the case. You guys wanted them, like, no, you're not going anywhere until we get money. So they went in without the case. 2 things have happened prior to this. Your techie has spoofed the fixer's phone without the fixer knowing. So you can listen in on the phone like it's a bug. And once it was verified that you had the correct item in the case, that it has been opened, it has been checked, the fixer, you guys all saw, has a burner phone that they put in the case and closed it. So the fixer, you guys park about a block away, and the fixer, there's rundown cars, and it looks, like I said, it looks like a third world country. There's burnt out cars everywhere, buildings that have been busted open and are falling apart. The place is just, the whole town is in shambles. about a block away from the docks. Most of the stuff has been cleaned out, and there's lots of lights and whatnot. The rest of the town is almost completely dark. There's periodic places where people have barrel fires or campfires where they're cooking. And there are 3, maybe 4 places in town that you've seen scattered wildly that seem to have electricity or have lights. There's no big compounds with floodlights or anything. It's just a light on in a window that doesn't look like firelight, or somebody has a porch light on, or a light in a garage. But it's very rare. There's only 3 to 4 places in town that seem to have some kind of power. They have generators, you don't know. But it seems to be enough of a precious enough commodity that it's not everywhere. And they don't have like big lights on or anything like that. It's just they seem to have lights. Other than that, there is essentially no infrastructure in this town. There appears to be no running water. There's definitely no open electricity. There is no internet structure of any kind, which is why I didn't want anybody playing a Netrunner, because they would have been really bored. This is where you guys are. You've parked around a corner so you can watch what's going on. And the fixer leaves the case with you and goes in to make the drop. You overhear the conversation. The conversation goes normal. There's an exchange of what sounds like it must have been a passphrase or something, because it really doesn't make any sense in context. And after that, conversation is normal. And the conversation breaks down to confirming that you have what you're supposed to be bringing, confirmation of the fact that, yes, we have your money. When the fixer tries to collect the money, they're told, no, the money is per operator. So if the operators want their money, we need to see the operators, because we're not paying for anybody that didn't make it. You guys lose somebody, that's not our problem. We'll pay the people that made it. And the fixer protests a little bit, but it's simply a non-optional point. The fixer, when they entered, was patted down. You can hear in the conversation, their gun, their phone, and their wallet were taken to verify who they were. They did give the guy his wallet back, but the conversation is simply a stalemate at you get your money when we know you actually have a team and you're not just taking the money. So, reluctantly, the fixer comes out to get you guys. And as the fixer is walking out, you start hearing a conversation over the phone, which was apparently not picked up or given back. And the conversation is one side of another conversation, which is either somebody on a phone or radio. And what you're hearing is, okay, make sure we have all of them. Make sure you have the right vehicle before we move. Make sure that we've got everybody. Keep eyes on him. That's right. We're gonna clean this up. So you guys know immediately this is gonna go south. The fixer's walking up fairly nonchalant. You can tell that they look agitated, but by the look on their face as they're walking up to your van, it's pretty obvious that they don't know what's happening on the other side of that phone. And the fixer, are you driving?
I am. Yes.
Okay. So as the fixer walks up to your window, starts to just, all right, they're demanding to see, and then there's a loud crack. Your side window is covered with blood, and bullets just start hitting the van.
For it.
All right. Okay. So everybody takes a couple of hits in the Kevlar. We're not rolling for damage. We're not going to start that way, but it's a Hollywood exit. The van probably ends up with 30 or 40 bullet holes in it. All of you bang around and fall as Twinkle floors the van, and you guys aren't fully ready for it. Case is sliding around. You guys are bouncing around and getting banged around. You were getting to be in such a good mood. This is kind of ruining it. But
I would like to make possibly athletics check to have Boris just sit there during all of the chaos smoking. Far too calm for this kind of craziness.
you can go ahead and make an athletics check, but it's gonna to sit instead of bouncing around. The initial jar is still gonna get
Oh,
you.
it's
But
because
yeah,
I
you can
floored
check
the
it.
damn thing. I was ready for it.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'll take a bit of jostling over bullets.
Yeah.
No.
And like I said, bullets tear through the van. They hit some of your gear. Nothing that's going to matter later. A couple
16.
16. Okay, a couple of people take hits in the Kevlar, but the Kevlar does what it's supposed to because it's also coming through the wall of the van. The back of the van gets shot up as you guys tear around the corner. You don't know the lay of the land, so you're just looking to get distance and angle. Once you get around the first corner, you're pretty sure you're okay, and you're just trying to get distance, but then you see headlights swing onto the road behind you, and you've not seen any other active vehicles in this town since you got here. So you're fairly certain that that's them, that it's not somebody you want to talk to. So at that point, you start making every turn that you can, and you end up going past what was a large industrial complex of some kind that is mostly just some big piles of rubble, but large cement open slab at this point. You cut through some of it, and you realize as you're pushing this van that it's taken more damage than you thought, and it's not going to make it much further. In the heat of the moment, when you don't have anybody's eyes on you that you can tell, you put the van sort of down a ravine by a bridge. There is a coastal inlet, so the shore is on the west side, and there's a road that runs along, and there's an inlet that at high tide fills with water, and there's a bridge over that. So you go down on the inside of the bridge and get this panel van that's all shot up and it's gonna give up on you any moment, down off of the road and almost under the bridge. So unless somebody's actually looking over the bridge, you're pretty sure you've hidden it, but you're at a stop there, and you know this van isn't going to go any further. So you guys all bail out, you get the case, you get distance from the van in case anybody saw it, and what you end up doing is crossing this inlet while it's basically just muddy water at low tide. And up on the other side of the bridge are coastal sand dunes, and you get into the dunes because you actually have cover that you can see over. It's going to keep anybody from being able to see you because it's hilly, sandy dunes. And this is where you end up standing on the beach with the gun in your hand. And you take a few moments to recenter, and there is one vehicle, and it's just an all-black SUV that does fly up the road that you came up and turn on that bridge, and they fly across the bridge and up the coast. So you're guessing that they didn't see you stop there and they didn't see the van. And at this point is where you guys need to decide what you're going to do and where you're going to go.
We could try to repair the van.
Maybe. Clarification, did you say the fixer threw a cell phone into the case and closed it?
Yes.
Briefcase does not need to talk to anybody. I say we take phone out.
That phone's got to get out of that case right now and out.
I prefer leaving the ocean.
Yes.
That sounds like a good time.
I don't think we can fix the van. It was already leaking a ton of gas, and the engine was the way it was driving. I don't know if we have the stuff we need to fix it right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Fix it? Yes. Parts? No.
I think we just need to get to light. We need to get into the actual godforsaken city.
We cannot stand here and protect ourselves on beach.
I'm going to try opening this case.
It
But I
is-
wanna-
Cover.
It is approximately 8 p.m. And the case does have a lock on it, but apparently the fixer knew the code, and it has not been relocked, so you have no problem opening it. You open it, the stuff is in the case, because again, what's in the case is irrelevant to the story.
A bright light.
Right, yes.
Yes, it's the Pulp Fiction. Are we happy? Oh, we're happy. That's all it is. We're not going to fixate on that because it's not relevant to the story. It's just
I'm fixating on the cell phone.
the item. The cell phone, as a techie, you look at it, you can tell it is just an absolute disposable burner phone.
Ripping the battery. Well, no.
Keep the battery.
Making a note of the last number to call it, if
Okay.
any.
You open it up. It has not received any phone calls, but a text message does come in.
Okay. What's
Okay.
it say?
You open the message and it just says, "Are we happy?"
Oh my gosh.
Are we happy?
No.
No,
We are not happy with current situation. No.
this didn't happen in the Mojave.
Okay. No.
No? Question mark. Why aren't we happy?
I'm
And
dead.
this is just all text.
Yeah.
Fixer dead.
That's not my job. I quit. You.
Not as arranged. Blink.
Okay. What went south?
What didn't? Dunk.
Okay, and then it just it's K apostrophe NEKT, so Knect question mark.
Dead.
Who else? Dink.
Then give me a better answer than that. What went south? What's the problem?
They had to chase us and they killed us.
We don't know who's talking. I'll tell them details.
I assume they're the bastards behind this.
This
Not
was a
if
cell
they're
phone
asking
from
what
the
happened.
fixer
Yeah.
that's in the case that
Yeah.
you guys were.
So
I would
this is the
say-
fixer's fixer.
I would just say Connect's dead. Because that guy was Connect, right? The guy. Who
Yeah.
The
fixed it.
fixer that is all over the side of the van, yes.
I would just say Connect's dead.
Well, they are deciding what to do for fun. I'm going to just get a little bit to the side so I can try and watch the road,
Okay.
and keep my rifle poised so if any of the suspicious vehicles come around, I can shoot.
Give me a perception check. And again, one of the things you notice, there is large lights and everything and some boats down at the port that's south of you at this point. However, you don't see any other activity at all. There's no other cars. There's no motorcycles. You do know there are people scattered around this area because you have seen barrel fires or campfires, that kind of thing. However, there is a very, very sparse population.
And I currently have my solo points into threat detection, so I have +4.
And none of us have any active light sources on right now, so I think we're pretty stuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is your techie one of those cyberpunk techies that's like all day glow
No.
and LED? Okay, just check.
I am. I have a switch though. Turns it off.
You have party mode and serious
mode.
mode.
Yeah. Turns on his
Yay.
Just a little
flame.
dimmer switch.
21.
21. Okay. And just for environmental reference, because I don't know everybody's personal background, how many people have spent time on or near the coast? Okay. So the coast is much louder than you would expect. It is very windy. There's always tide noises and whatnot. When you're within 100 or a couple hundred yards of the coast, you can always hear the water, just for environmental atmosphere. So there's always high levels of kind of ambient noise when you're this close to the water, because you guys are in eyesight of the water. You're probably 50 yards off the water. So high levels of ambient noise. You guys don't need to yell to each other, but if you get more than about 20 or 30 feet apart, it's an actual yelling type of conversation, not just talking loud. I'll get back to your roll in just a moment. What are you?
Just gonna type recipient double cross under attack, goods safe, hiding.
Okay. There's a ... You still have the goods. In fact, it says you still have the ball. Question mark.
Still have
The ball.
ball is in play.
Okay. Stay active on the field. I'm going to look into what's going on. Consider exchange canceled.
I'm gonna put comms safe question mark.
Comms. Oh, and that's another thing. We'll just establish it now. It's one of the things I'm not going to make a hurdle, especially for a one-shot. We're just going to assume that you each have mastoid commos. So as a team, you guys have radios. Just, I'm not going to make that a hurdle.
Just put ignore. All good.
Okay. All right. Will advise. Do not. Just says, don't play with the other team. Will. Okay. Will send substitutes, substitution players. So. Stay active, stay low. ETA 20 hours.
It's 8 p.m. ish. Yeah.
So what's the word?
20.
Whoever set this up, set it up with a recipient who actually wants the goods. So the ball, he's looking, I suspect, for another buyer, somebody else who's interested, wants us to keep it, says stay low. So whatever this is valuable to somebody. So keep it, stay safe, and 20 hours from now, we might have somebody else to take it from us.
20 hours.
And I'm going to trust a cell phone for now. It's never been used, disposable. It was for the fixes handler.
I would say the number at least.
Yeah, good call. Oh, yeah, it was yeah, there would have been a number that came in with the text. No?
There's no contact information on
No,
this
no.
one.
Oh, but the text came from...
Even coming in, yep.
Maybe save the burner.
Yeah.
Now
How
we
else
need-
are they going to get in touch?
We can't stay here though. We should get off the beach.
Pitch to town.
I mean, in one of the abandoned buildings, if you want to call that town, or we try to get into that hellscape in actual Night City. But
Feel like
Actual Night City is a couple hours away at this point, especially without
Yeah.
wheels. Yeah.
yeah,
I say, the more bodies, the more cover.
agreed.
Okay, you need a new vehicle.
Yeah.
So might a vehicle attract more attention? Whereas if we're on foot, we can blend in with the
I mean,
debris.
out here, vehicles attract attention, I'd
True.
say.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're gonna need one if we want to make any actual distance. 20 hours is a long time.
I
For-
could assess the damage of the.
If you want to take a
Van.
look, Sam, it's just
I'll check if that's all right.
What's that?
Check the van for the damage. See if it's
Well,
repairable.
a couple things. One,
We left that
it's
area.
pretty obvious that the van's not going to
We
get
may be
fixed.
more agile on foot.
And
able
two,
to
you're going to need a
move
tow truck to
through
get it out
terrain
of where
not
it is now.
limited to roads.
Okay, never mind then.
I mean, we could hitch a ride
and-
at some point.
You're also a techie? Okay, so
I mean, we go some distance on foot. Maybe we hitch a ride.
Find the pod to later on. Get the drink.
so Jem and Sam,
Yes.
whose cell phone has the most charge right now?
Like actual phone?
Your actual phones.
28%.
63.
What is wrong with you
Rest
two?
is me.
All right, Ray, you're the winner. Pull up Google Earth or just maps and look up Morro Bay, California.
Google Earth.
Thankfully, Sam has a navigation tablet. Morroww.
I'm
Oh,
close to fan
no
of printed
W.
maps.
I might have been here. I think I was here last year. Okay.
okay.
Need to
So, do you see the port? Little tiny docks?
I think that's right there, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay. Well, turn it into a picture because that's useless.
How do I turn it into a picture?
That's
what that does.
Oh, and you're the techie?
Ladies and gentlemen, one of their techies.
Wow.
It's okay. Cyberpunk has retro tech, so we're okay.
Yay.
Oh, the
Okay.
embarrassment.
Okay,
Sorry.
so scroll north slowly along the coast, and you're going to see a bridge going over what looks like a little river flowing in. It's just north, just barely north.
Oh, just barely.
Do you know how to zoom out on a map, Sam?
Yes. But you said it's a lake,
It's not a lake, it's a river.
a river. Is it north or south though?
That's north.
So this is south. This is
Yeah, okay. I can't fix that part either.
Well, that one.
Making sure you
But
weren't like
you are a god. You
way
can reorient
north.
planet how do you see fit.
I can, but it doesn't change the picture. That's the
There it
problem.
is. Okay, here's the bay. So right there.
One.
You keep zooming
Oh,
in.
Mike.
Zoom out. Zoom out. There you go. Yep. Don't. Ow. Ow.
Let me see.
There you go.
There's
Sam,
Embarcadero.
of course, has no issues with this. This is a 3-second operation.
Yes.
Sam knows what he's
That
doing.
is
These
true.
are here.
Not Cayucas. Where did you scroll to, sir? There we go.
Something
So-
that looks like a bay.
Okay. Now I'm lost, and I grew up here.
Okay,
Oh, man.
Sam doesn't need to feel bad.
That's not. That's Cayucas. So
Should have
that's
brought
way
my
too
battery
far.
charger.
It's so hot.
It's me.
It's true.
I love how every time we've said that, it's a different person kind of thing. Like the whole thing, it's all everybody's making the place too hot.
It's true.
We're just such a gorgeous group.
It's true.
That's true.
It's also very. I keep saying it's true. It's because it's true.
It's true. It also took me an embarrassing. I immediately recognized the sweater weather lyrics, but then didn't get the whole trench coat weather.
Yeah, it's trench coat weather.
Took me way too long.
Amazing.
It's like, oh, the lyrics,
Okay.
they're funny
It's
because
right
blah,
here.
blah, 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 blah. But then I
The
was
best
like,
puns land 15 minutes later.
Right
Yep.
here on this beach, basically where it says beach parking, that's where you guys are hiding in the dunes. This little bridge over this inlet is where you ditched your vehicle.
I see.
Do you, though? Because
No.
it had to be shown to you.
Are you okay?
Yep.
It's okay, the lighting's taken a...
Just too many cables. We're just going to drape that.
Oh, this is really zoomed out. Okay, I see.
Good.
So how first to work?
And where are we heading?
Well, that's up to us.
Yeah, that's up to you.
And
Apparently, you've got 20 hours to kill.
in relation to
Or die.
where we are.
Oh
and
yeah,
the
Night
map-
City's not going to be on that map.
Yeah, exactly. In relation to where we are and with how the map looks now of California, where exactly is Night City?
Night City is up near Santa Cruz, so it's actually about 3 hours north drive.
Drive.
Okay.
It sort of varies because Night City is also built on the north side of San Moro Bay on the maps, but San Moro Bay is actually a marina.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
they're from that part of California too, I believe. Artel Sorian is from that part of California or around there, which is why they used that
I
back in
think
the
they
80s.
are, yeah.
What did I just do?
I mean, I say we just get on.
Whoa.
We just start moving in the general direction of Night City, and we either find some place to pull up, or we hitchhike.
The place that was mostly blown out and had remnants of big industrial buildings
Mhm.
is that water treatment plant. And then you ditched the vehicle because you had cut through there, and then you end up on the beach. You do see, with your roll, two things. One, after about 5-6 minutes, that SUV does come back, and they come back at a fast clip, and they fly right by where the van was again. And it looks like they're heading back to where the port is, where all the lights are. They don't look, they're moving fast enough that it looks like they're not looking around right now. Or if they are, they're not doing it very effectively. They're moving a little quick. And you got a 21?
Yeah.
You also, you catch over the noise of the water. It's not nearby, but you do catch what sounds like a quadcopter drone in the air. It doesn't sound like it's close enough to be any worry now, but you are certain you hear one.
Is it towards the port or city?
It sounds like it's toward the port when you.
I'd walk back. the rivals that tried to kill us, they are cruising around. They just doubled back and headed back towards where they came from. Not sure why. Maybe they're just bad at job and not looking very well. Also, some sort of quadcopter drone going to be in the area and scouting. So we should get to cover, make way to city with the buildings.
I like
Yeah.
your idea about hitchhiking.
Start heading north.
Unless
Who's going to pick
said
up
we're
5
on the
heavily
shoreline.
armed people on the side of the road?
Well, I'm talking more about a nomad
And
hitchhiking.
your
We'll
techie
take
should
the
probably
car.
share the map. That's why I had them pull it
Ah.
up.
One of us pulls up our pants, ankle. Others pull out guns. We take the car. That kind of hitchhike.
Why are
hell,
we pulling our
that makes more
pants up
sense.
to take a car?
But
No, not
are there
like the ankle
any-
thing. Have you never seen that in a book or a story?
I don't see books. I read them.
Joe
But
any
continue.
piers,
Cybernetic
docks,
thumb. It
boats?
never get tired.
I'm sorry. What?
Yes?
Yeah, but it's not. It's an old thing from romance. Now, don't even worry about it. North.
Any
Oh,
wharfs, piers, docks, boats?
Where you are?
Yeah.
No, you're on open sandy beach like people would bring their kids to play.
Okay.
Start trudging north. I'm gonna start
On this
going that
road?
way. Say what?
On this road?
On the beach.
On the beach.
Go north till we can hop back up, and then keep going towards Night City, or until we see something else.
You want to share your intel with anybody?
What is my intel?
You have the map.
Oh, I'll show my map.
He's expecting you to use the real.
Oh man.
Yes.
like, take a
You're supposed to
screenshot.
navigate with that map. Tell me where you're going.
Ugh. You think I can navigate? Jeez.
Then this is going to be a learning stream too.
I thought your generation was good with technology.
At least I'm not. So
Oh, okay.
we're like right here.
So we're going.
By parking right there.
Yeah,
And we're going now.
going north, like towards the stadium. Eventually,
Use my agent. Put my agent on the right spot.
We're right here. In
Oh,
the
there's,
direction she's
there's,
in.
there's the bridge.
Yeah, that's where we were with the car, and so we're headed that direction, towards that park.
That map, other than it being a little more developed and completely dilapidated, is accurate. That is where you are, so I'm expecting you guys to actually use the map to navigate.
You gonna go back?
Is it where, oh,
Right
right
here.
there? Yep.
Yeah.
By beach parking is where we are right now.
What are you doing?
The man is a Googler.
Let us go to motel. Motel sounds good. Motel have bar, we get drink, we lay low, they don't find us. We wait for pickup.
I feel like this is not an area that will have a motel, especially one with a bar.
Motel on map?
I feel like it won't be a quality stay. But
Better than the motel in Russia.
I'll give you that.
There, Paris.
Now you have it forever, Ray.
Oh boy.
Oh, bye.
It's a souvenir at this game.
Indeed. All right.
Next, because you can share that with me.
Yeah.
Never mind.
We put it on Frosty.
Build it so I would trust his opinion.
No, I'm not doubting. I just didn't know I could do that.
Well, today you learned.
Indeed.
So yeah, we start heading north on the beach. We know that much, and then eventually we'll have to cross up onto the roads. So I'm waiting for one of them with the map, and tell us where to go.
And you shared with them what you heard, so you guys recognize the fact that while you're on the beach, you have absolutely no protection from aerial surveillance.
I have cyber audio with amplified hearing, so I'm keeping an ear out for the drone.
I don't know if there's a helping action, but I too have that, so I would like to assist.
Send them to
Absolutely.
share the map.
You guys can both be listening to it. Anybody technically inclined in this party knows that if the drone especially is looking for people or has any kind of decent optics, it will see you before you can hear it, if it's up high enough.
Yeah.
Especially with ocean noise.
So probably hug get off the beach or get next or under.
I'm just warning you what the dangers are.
Yeah.
Yep. You have in the dunes, you've got great cover from anybody seeing you, and you can actually play hide and seek games around dunes and whatnot if people are searching the dunes, and it's really easy to be evasive, other than the fact that it's terrible to walk in because it's soft sand. But from the air, you're wide open.
Is there anything we techies can do in regards to the drone if it gets close enough?
No, you see,
Other
if
than
we
shooting
are
it
under
against them.
bridge, right?
Other than
Yes.
shoot
If
it.
we are under bridge, we continue along inlet, and we follow under dead tree cover over there and all of that pollution. Don't worry, it's not as bad as Russia. Then we loop around and take cover in Motel 6. Test out minibar.
Very much doubt that Motel 6 is still running, but okay. We can take a hideout in the shell.
Okay.
As long as it gets us off the fucking beach.
There is tree line,
Everybody
which is good against
on board
drones.
with that?
Cool with
Yeah.
that?
So you're tracking up the inlet past where the van was, inland to get to the Motel 6? Okay. The Motel 6 building is still there. It has clearly been looted and tagged and gutted and whatnot, but the building is still there. So lots of things like metal pipes and stuff like that have been taken out of it. However, the structure is still there. One completely burnt out carcass in the parking lot. Otherwise, it's empty. It had standing big tall parking lot lights. They no longer function, and it looks like something out of a modern Chernobyl video kind of thing. It's been abandoned and just run down, and it's falling apart, but it is there.
Yeah, get inside quickly.
Yeah.
Scout it out on the inside. Make sure there's nobody camping out in there.
Okay. Perception checks while you do that, and the folks that have amplified audio do hear the drone continue. It is not near. It doesn't sound like it's getting any nearer, but it does sound like it's moving around.
I'm guessing that's human perception.
No.
Listed on the
Oh,
sheet.
just perception.
Human perception is like insight.
20.
Okay.
Yeah, 15.
And I would like to move stealthily when I'm exploring.
Roll that as well.
22.
19.
14?
10.
Okay. Since it's a new system for us, if you're rolling actual dice, remember to let me know if you roll a 10 or if you roll a 1.
Rolled a 10 for a total of 19.
Okay, so when you roll a 10, you get to roll it again and keep adding.
Ooh.
You explode.
Explode!
Explode. Very nice. 27.
Okay. 20, 10. All right, so it's clear that somebody not only has been here recently, but it is living here. You, Boris, are sweeping the building, and you come up one of the stairs are busted up, but as long as you walk carefully, you can still get up the busted concrete platforms, the busted concrete steps that aren't all there. And you're guessing that's why somebody wasn't expecting you to get there, but you see just filthy and mangy squatter up on the balcony of the second floor, hunched down, covered in like a big jacket or something that's almost like a poncho. It's just filthy and torn and stained. And you can see that they're up on the second floor and staying low, but it looks like they're trying to listen to and follow the activity of your buddies. And as you come up the stairs, that you're guessing they didn't think anybody would come up because of their condition, you look around the corner and you see them about 22 feet or so around the corner. And it looks like they're just on the balcony above everybody else looking around. And it looks like they're just trying to keep an eye on them or maybe listen to them and stay. It looks like they're staying low and hidden, but just kind of positioning themselves to observe and see what's going on.
I will try to quietly radio to comrades. Found current owner. He is observing you from perch. How would you like me to handle it?
Does he appear armed?
You've got no idea. It looks like a pile of carpet right now.
No idea. But better safe than sorry. Assume armed.
I think we should take cover inside.
We shouldn't let on that we know anything, so yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go in.
Mhm.
I'd say give him the special doors and knock his ass out.
You guys are so mean.
Very well. Giving current owner the board special. I'm gonna get to optimal range and try and shoot him.
Shoot! I said knock out! Not mean, just knock the guy out and then figure it out.
That's the Boris special.
I said knock out!
Okay.
I don't like murder.
And are you guys going to like go inside and because you were told you're being watched from a perch?
I walked inside,
Okay.
yeah, because I said I was going to pretend like, play it normal.
Basically, all it takes is getting steady footing because they're only about 20 feet away. So you're at optimal range as soon as you can line up a shot.
Okay. So do you want me to roll initiative?
Yes, Aldrich D&D, rated with a party of 4. Welcome, folks.
Hi, guys!
We usually
Hey,
stream
hi.
a persistent D&D campaign in the homebrew world of Akora, run by our lovely GM here, Kira Azalea. And today, we just got back from our annual big gaming convention, RageCon, where we have been for the past 3 days putting on gaming events and putting on seminars, attending and playing games, being nerdy with fellow nerds and gamers alike. And we were there and running events until about 5:30 today, and we are all con exhausted, but wanting to play a game anyway. We have some visitors from out of town, so we're doing a one-shot of CyberPunk Red and giving it a shot. And right now, these guys are
Giving it a shot.
dealing with being double-crossed, as is the cyberpunk cliche. They have the goods that they were told to acquire and sell, and things went south. So they still have the item that they were supposed to retrieve, and they're figuring out what to do with it. They were told to sit tight for about 20 hours, and help was on the way. And they are stuck in the dilapidated and shanty town of San Moro Bay, California. And they just found a squatter or local denizen at the rundown Motel 6 remains, where they were planning to take some cover. The rest of you walk inside, and here comes the Boar Special.
Oh no.
What?
I just realized we're murder hobos.
We're murder hobos?
Yeah.
Well, you're not one person.
No, we're
I
murdering
said knock
hobos.
out.
Literal murder hobo. No, he murdered
For
hobo.
on declaring initiative, I'm moving my solo points to precision attack
Okay.
and initiative boost.
Okay.
So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, and then what? What do I add for stat wise for initiative?
I'm sorry, add what?
Stat wise for
Reflex.
initiative. Reflex.
Yes.
That is 13
13 to hit?
for my just initiative.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll keep that in mind. You've got the complete drop on this.
Oh, okay.
person,
I
so, yeah,
yeah,
you're good.
All right.
So, 13 wins.
Smart gun.
That's the last of my water.
No.
Nobody can redeem hydrate. So I declare.
Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate.
24.
Okay. And what kind of handgun do you have?
Assault rifle.
Oh, okay.
God.
Okay. So that's likely not suppressed either. That was my next question.
No,
Okay. So, just a single shot, I'm guessing?
just single shot.
Okay. So,
No need to waste.
so you
any.
guys here comes Boris Special. And you guys casually walk inside like nothing's wrong, and then boom!
Oh my god.
Loud rifle report, and I mean, there's
Problem taken care of.
I said knock out.
Knock out, they get back up. This is better.
Oh my,
You-
I quit. I
you
quit.
hit.
I quit.
Go ahead and roll damage.
You all heard me, right?
Yeah.
I didn't stutter on that comm.
No, but then again, the boar special is not hit him with a rock. Maybe he shot him with
20.
his left hand.
20? Okay. Well, that's definitely enough to catastrophically destroy his unarmored head. So,
Oh, good. Tech check.
You didn't think to consider the fact that we were being chased by a drone and a loud shot just gave us away.
I thought drones just had eyeballs.
That's what I'm just doing a tech check on the odds of hit being able to locate us just from the audio.
you don't need to roll for that. There are high-end drones that do have audio recording. They're typically not used for surveillance, but for like surveying or for filmography work. Because typically the audio you're going to get from them, especially with the noise that they make, is not great. But there are some that do have at least sensors to track and monitor audio. It's not common, but not impossible.
Single microphone shouldn't. Yeah, single microphone shouldn't be able to pinpoint us, but it's going to let them know we're active.
But a car will definitely have possibly heard that.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think this is a safe location anymore.
Yes, I feel we are compromised.
No, I think it's back on the road again.
On the road again.
Murdered a poor soul for no reason.
I mean, that's Night City's whole motto.
We're not from Night City.
Not yet, anyway.
We're working on
I'm not so
adapting.
good at the hitting
Right.
people with fists and objects.
You realize that rifle has a butt that you can use, right?
I'm good at hitting with butt, but that means getting close.
You think we need to move?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's move then. Let's
Um,
find another abandoned
They're
building.
worried about the audio given the environment and your training. The audio is a problem, obviously, if anybody is nearby, given the actual condition of the environment. You think audio is probably okay. However, given that the entire town is dark, your muzzle flash is probably something that might have been seen. Just because there's like no ambient light.
What's nearby? Let's see.
Is there a secret?
You have that. See, isn't that neat?
So we went to the Motel 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
I actually enjoy having players use Google Maps or Google Earth to navigate in places that they don't know.
There's the Motel 6.
It's nice. I like
Be
it.
glad, because the last
We
group
don't know
I
they saw
really did
anything.
this
We
with
still
on
have
a large scale.
hotel ours now.
I sent to Barstow.
We're moving up in world.
And Barstow, California, if you're not familiar with it, don't bother. Don't be familiar with it.
This episode not sponsored by their Bureau of
No,
Tourism.
no, by the Barstow
Bureau.
Tourism Committee. No.
We could move beneath the highway just to the east. There might be some decent cover over there if the highway is not entirely destroyed.
Right underneath it.
Yep, right underneath it.
Sounds like a plan. We can keep
Don't
in touch
Did you
for a ride.
share that information?
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Going to check Buddy.
Okay. Yeah, they don't have anything of value. It looks like they've collected a bunch of junk. They've got some water bottles that they've collected. They had two things with them. There was a crowbar in their hand, and it looks like they had a wide-bladed skinning type knife that's on them, but they didn't have it.
I'll
But
take
it did look
crowbar.
like they were sitting there with a crowbar.
For special later.
Yep, that would have worked better.
What doubt I have crowbar.
So it sounds like we head to the
And yeah, it was-
underpass.
Tactically speaking, beautiful clean shot. It made a heck of a mess, but beautiful shot. That's
I
the
am
intention
artist.
of it.
No, we're not coming up to look.
Definitely not.
But to Boris's main concern is there a mini bar in this dilapidated building.
Precisely. We need to find a minibar. Must have alcohol.
For things like this, especially in Cyberpunk that has a statistic for luck, I like to let the dice decide. So, Boris, you can make just a D10 and add your luck.
Am I rolling under my luck or just adding my
You're
luck?
just adding it, and you're telling me what you get.
11.
11. There's nothing in any kind of mini bar, or you can tell that there was a bar in the building at one point, and it's completely gutted and trashed and nothing in it. I will say with an 11, though, you do find that in the main office in the back, where this person looks like they actually spent most of their time, there is a fairly foul-smelling still of some kind.
Take the whatever is coming out of still.
Yeah, it brews into a cask, and you can pour it. It smells turpentine-ish, but it's clearly somebody distilling some kind of alcohol.
Nostrovia.
I need to remain sober in case one of you gets hit with a different Boris special.
Oh, that's no
Everybody?
So
Everybody?
it's
good. Thank you.
it's rough, but it's alcohol.
Yeah, I'm not quite there yet.
Maybe an hour 19.
So the place Sam found then?
Are you all okay with the idea of just the underway of the highway?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean-
Was there a stream or river near where we are?
I think so. It's back where we dumped the car.
Yeah, no. I meant near us.
And
I like the underpass. We can look out for our
Oh,
car.
yeah.
not really.
Okay.
The underpass or highway under the
We
highway.
don't even notice us. We could wait. Take nap on bed.
I don't want to put any part of my body on that.
There,
There's-
sewer drains.
There are.
Cool. Can make a little raft out of some garbage.
Oh my goodness.
Little tiny raft.
A
Enough.
tiny raft, okay.
Tiny raft enough to hold a road flare.
Okay.
Nice.
And borrowing somebody's jacket, covering what I'm doing, lighting the road flare, and dropping it into the storm drain.
And you do have a flare?
I do have a flare, road flare,
Okay.
and
Absolutely.
that's just going to cause a bright light to go off as it travels down the road, off into the distance,
Yep.
because it's kind of dark.
Okay.
We can, if we stand under the highway bridge, we can follow it closer to the city to
Sick.
have some overhead cover.
Beautiful.
And I for something like that, just using water bottles or whatnot to make it float and put something on top of it so it doesn't burn the bottles, I'm not going to make you make it roll.
Okay.
You're a techie, and in this game, techies essentially literally MacGyver things. So that's easy. So that is a 0.
Zero difficulty.
Yes. So you can make a flare floaty. Reba laughed at. This is better. All right, so yeah,
We head out.
light the flare and put it in the storm drain, and it's gonna float out toward the outlet into the coast, into the bay. Okay.
Reload bullet, just in case.
Head to the highway soon.
The underpass.
Or everyone's okay with that?
Yep. We'll let
Okay.
Sam lead.
I'm sure no one wants to drink. It's not bad.
Nope.
Just smell strong.
I quit drinking bathroom toilet juice some time ago.
But then you never get to re-savor that flavor. I mean, nothing else quite tastes like it.
You have to savor something. It has to have a good taste.
That is not the way of things in Russia.
I mean-
In Russia, we savor the experience that you
Nomads,
get from the
nomads
thing.
have made plenty of that kind of stuff too, but eventually we refined it to be more palatable.
Alrighty, so you guys were at the Motel 6. And you're going where?
The underpass.
It's gonna be
Slightly more inland.
to the east. It's gonna be
Northeast or just east?
northeast, sort of. Well, we're here,
Oh,
We're
okay.
just going
It's like
east.
across the road.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Cabrillo Highway.
The what?
Cabrillo? Is that how you pronounce it? Cabrillo?
Oh, I'm sure that's how the locals say it.
Cabrio.
Yes, there we go.
Cabrillo? Oh. I'm not from California.
I didn't know how
I'm
to
here
say
to
that.
correct us.
Yeah, I didn't know how to say that.
You did not take the high school Spanish.
Because you said go to the underpass and then we can start following the highway north underneath it, right?
Yes.
So yeah, we'll go to the underpass and start going north under the highway, using it as cover.
Yeah, as far as we can with that.
Okay.
Keeping an
This
eye
is
out.
this is not an elevated highway as far as overpasses and on ramps and whatnot. There's
Looks like it.
overpasses.
I thought it was.
Well, I'm guessing it has the bridge, but then it's right there on.
Oh, is it like
So.
concealed on both sides?
No, you can get under the bridge, but then it's just the bridge. There's
One of
no
those.
gap
Mhm.
under the highway.
There's a whole bunch of those, like not like those, but the opposite, where there's like continuous, like in Texas. Those are cool.
It's
um,
just making some distance.
yeah.
Yeah, we can still go there for the underpass, check, look around, and then start going north next to the highway and using the abandoned buildings kind of thing.
Yeah. There's a lot to
So,
the right.
so you're crossing underneath the highway to the east side of it. And
I
then going
see.
north?
I see. I assume so.
Yes,
I'm asking you.
Yes.
I'm not navigating. I'm not there.
Very well.
you're a navigator, Sam.
Yes.
Our lives are in your hands.
Where are we going?
What street are you going up?
East.
You staying on the highway? You going up Main Street? You going up Sunset?
I want to say Maine.
Of course you do, because that's the first thing I said.
Well, and it's the only other road going north.
Wait, this
Other
is a
than the
very
highway, I guess.
hostile narration.
There's Sunset. There's Hill Street. There's
A lot of
Baby.
sass going back and forth
Yeah.
right here.
Main Street.
All right. So Main Street turns into a frontage road that runs along the side of the highway. How far north are you going?
Goodness, so many questions.
I gotta know where you're going. How else do I know where to kill you?
I think the plan was to go as north as possible until it's like Night City that way.
Yeah.
Keeping an eye out for a car or even just a building we can
share it
hunker
with
down
me?
in for a while. So
Mhm.
if you spot a building you think we could hunker down in.
Discord.
Yeah.
There's
Continue.
they're all run down and in
Mhm.
different states of disrepair, but there are buildings everywhere.
I would say we can stop over by.
You're in a somewhat not industrial but business part of town, so there's lots of old shops, strip malls.
It appears
office
they have
buildings.
Taco Hut down the street.
You realize it's not going to have tacos, right?
They could have tacos.
I guess anything's possible.
They might have bathtub tacos.
Oh,
There is
New
a,
American experience. I did not know you could make bathtub
Tacos.
tacos.
there is a taco temple.
What? Taco Temple, Morro Bay. Okay.
It's not too busy.
No,
Indeed it's
in
not.
fact, it's deserted.
They sell dessert there?
That has a big parking lot. So
Look,
my
we-
initial idea
We
was
see people
to,
around here, right? You see people? People over there? Guy with burning can, right? So if there are people, there be places to drink and there are places to eat.
We
Now,
could try to blend
To
in
be
with
fair,
locals.
they may be also eating people.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not that. I'm
But-
not gonna. Nope.
I would advise against.
We'll have the bathtub whiskey before
Oh
that.
God. My initial,
I will be drunk on bathtub whiskey and bathtub tacos before I eat another person.
my initial thought was to use the taco temple since it has a big parking lot, go around it, and then keep going north.
I did not know Americans worshipped the taco.
I mean, Americans.
You
wouldn't-
have no idea.
In this region of the country, yes.
See,
Why are we going east?
Well, we're not going east. We're going north, just on the most eastern road.
We just went
We're
east.
further away. Further,
Oh, okay.
further- Yeah.
Yeah, we're going up Maine, technically.
I'm trying to dodge these
Yeah.
assholes.
I'm wanting to sort of lead us through the sort of rubble and ruin that is all the surrounding houses,
But-
and then traverse around the taco
Maine is
temple,
no
so that it
substitute.
has a very big open area right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe we could actually go through like the neighborhood, like up Cedar Avenue, for instance, where it's very like this is not going to be the place that people are going to rapidly drive through. Whereas on a freeway, depending on the quality of it, you could drive their car very quickly up there.
Oh, that's smart, yeah.
I mean, we're in California. You can't really drive rapidly up any of these roads with how they're kept, but
Yeah.
I mean, true, but they do it anyway.
Okay, you need weak follow.
I do that. Lead them up Maine and around,
To the Taco Temple.
to the Taco Temple. Keep us around and in the rubble of the neighborhood houses. Since
Okay.
the Taco Temple has a big parking lot.
Yeah.
then-
Several of the houses are intact and run down. They've got some holes in the walls, missing all their doors, smashed up. Some of them look like they've had fires in them, or people have been cooking in them, and there's smoke damage and that kind of thing. But
Florida
the
special
place
seems
doesn't
to
look
be
like a
local
tornado
special,
came through here and flattened it. The place just looks like nobody has lived here, and nothing has been repaired in 2 decades.
I'm agitatedly looking around for any set of wheels that isn't burned, which I know I'm not going to find, but I'm still doing it as we're walking. I'm just checking every single car to see if there's something that hasn't been injured.
There are periodic car carcasses, but it looks like everything here has been either stripped or
Yep.
burned out.
Maybe if we get behind and push.
It sort of looks like a zombie apocalypse movie.
Mhm.
It's
I'm used to having a lot of vehicles to pick from. So this is frustrating.
there.
Don't be so sad. Get in this one. I pushed.
I don't know. The axles are broke. Not gonna move.
It comes off the block and hits
Yeah,
the
just
ground.
There are no
I just want you to feel at home.
I appreciate it, but I'll feel at home when we're not being chased.
We've been walking for about 2 hours.
All right.
Well, walking and bickering for about 2 hours.
Yes.
Jillian,
Yes.
you're the first. Make a luck roll.
Yeah. 7.
I counted. The full board
rolled a
can
one.
stay, but the corporal in the gorilla
rolled a
suit
one?
has to go.
Yes.
Okay, so you need to roll the d10 again and then subtract that from your 7. That's the roll for once.
I don't like
They also
the roll.
No, it could keep going.
Oh no!
Was it another one?
That was a 10!
10.
So negative 3.
Yeah.
Does that
Oh,
explode?
it is.
No.
Okay.
And the one, another one would.
They don't explode a second time.
Oh, thank
Because
goodness.
it
Unlike
Changes direction.
Cyberpunk 2020, where you can.
So did this actually come around to be good?
no
No, it just got
Or did it
worse.
come around to be negative worse?
negative worse.
Well, she had 7, so I assume it's negative.
3.
Yeah, negative 3. So okay.
Oh, not too bad.
So you guys are going through the wide open area of the Taco Temple.
Oh no, I wanted to lead us around.
yeah.
The opening.
The wide open parking lot.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry, I thought you were saying we were going right through it. That's fine.
You're going through the open area deliberately so that I guess you have visibility. Is that the plan? Okay. Which conveniently also puts you out in the open. The people with amplified hearing are sure of what it is first, but everybody hears probably a block away. It sounds like a drone launch. It wasn't there a moment ago, but you hear it. And it's in the air.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
That was great sound effect.
This is the second time today I've been complimented on my drone noises. I don't speak to my drones, but I do listen. Raylick's done. So apparently nearby, there's somebody that just launched a drone.
I would like to use my tactile boost and put my hand to the ground and see if I can feel anyone else moving within 20 yards.
You can see more than 20 yards because Sam led you right out into the open.
What? No. This is what I did. Hold on.
Just feel down
There's even
and
more.
try and look for drone. Look for drone in air.
Okay.
So,
Perception check.
just to reassure what I'm trying to do is I'm leading us into the neighborhood around the Taco Hut parking lot.
Right, but you wanted the Taco Hut parking lot because it was wide and had
When we
big
got
visibility, right?
distracted, we cut to the
No.
parking lot. It
I-
makes sense.
That's the only way through, because otherwise we would be cutting right through the entire open area.
Okay.
So I'm following the neighborhood. if that
I
makes
will
sense.
give you that. That was my misunderstanding.
Okay, no, that's sorry. That's fine. I think I
Okay.
explained it.
That is
poorly.
okay.
Oh,
We'll
we got you,
clarify.
Sam. We got you.
Theater of the mind.
A non-combat 4.
But we still hear a drone launch. We're just
Yes.
not. We're just not in the wide.
That
open
has
parking
nothing to
lot.
do with where you're standing.
Yeah.
That has to do with the general luck of the party.
More drones.
25.
25. Yes. Actually, even though it is dark, it's in the 10 o'clock hour, so it is dark. Again, not a lot of ambient light, and whoever is flying this drone doesn't seem to care about regulations or laws because it is flying dark. But with that, yes, you see it.
Drone spotted. Want me to take care of it?
No.
Yeah.
I think we should hide.
Agreed.
Stick
Okay.
to the shadows.
So
Are we going to blend in the Taco Temple? What are tenants?
I don't think.
what are the customs of the Taco Temple? Okay.
This is becoming
So,
such a piece now.
if you're going to hide quickly, I do need stealth checks from everybody.
Yep,
Yeah.
doing it.
Can I use...
And now that we've seen both sides of how the exploding dice work, let me know if that happens, but handle it as
So
you
I'm
will.
fairly well trained in stealth.
Okay.
But I also have some mild training in tactics. Is there any way I can help them to hide better?
It is completely out of the way the mechanics of the game work, but what I will do is we will let,
Just
for
make
this
it-
check,
oh, I
your
see. So
tactics
that would be
work like
normal.
luck.
Or just roll it. Yeah.
So whatever
Which
your
one should I
tactics
do?
skill is,
Because,
you can apply to
stealth.
people.
So do stealth,
and
then
you
you
can do it
just, you can
after
just
the
roll
fact.
a d10 and add 9 to it.
So
Oh, okay.
if somebody
Yeah.
needs a couple of points, you can do
Or you
that,
can
but the
hit that.
cap for what you can help
Oh,
is
I
your
think I
tactics
hit.
skill,
13.
which is a completely made up
I
rule.
think it was
and not
gonna
an
be-
option.
Roll it. Roll it.
And would that just be for this
For
roll,
this
or
one,
should I
yeah.
just treat
Just
it
for
that
this
way for
one.
the session?
No, we're
I
going to do it for this roll because it may
That
be a
would be
bad idea
plus-
on my part, and we may not want to repeat it.
Oh, no.
Sounds all right.
A 9, whatever your stealth is.
So to confirm the
That
roll,
would
if you
be-
roll a 10,
Okay. So
do you
seven
then just re-roll the
numbers.
dice and you add your modifier once?
four,
So
you
get
add your
what you-
stat
Yep.
and your skill, and then you roll the die.
7 plus 7 is 14.
If the die ends up at 10,
Let's see.
you roll it again and add it again.
Okay.
So the die basically is 10 and will be more.
This is a
And
good thing this time.
Yes.
Yes.
If you roll the 10.
So I rolled 10,
Okay.
and then I roll a 3.
Okay. So 13 plus your skill plus your stat.
Is that her first time rolling dice? She got it the
Says-
first time she exploded both directions?
Yes.
The first and second time.
So that's a basic math, 22.
Sweet. How'd the techie do?
Oh, I did.
Sam.
What was I? 16.
Sam. Okay. 16?
Twinkle got 19.
13.
Okay.
I will,
What was your base?
I rolled a 17
Okay.
for mine, and I will give. You had 19.
Yeah.
So 1 just to boost you up to 20. You had 17.
No.
13.
Yes. Wait.
13.
No, 13.
13.
13. We would give you 4, so you are at least as sneaky as I am. And we will give you the leftover 2.
Oh, thank you.
Which put you at 18?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So, oddly enough, for especially considering the way the conversation went, you guys scatter fairly quickly and get under cover. You don't get across the parking lot and into Taco Temple. For the time being, you basically get around corners of buildings and into a house. And you do hear the drone hover for a little bit, and the frequency of it wavers a little bit as it's sort of positioning and turning. And then you hear it power up really hard and just bolt off.
In what direction?
It east. You would know where it is. It was east of you to start with, and it flies off to the east.
So we continue in a general northern direction. And
I would say so.
yeah.
We'll just give it to the techies. Both of the techies make an education roll for me.
Education?
Roll them smirts.
How smart are you?
Amy's too smart.
See smart?
Oh, this one. 18.
14.
So it occurs to you that drones, especially in this era, not only can they have a nice suite of optics and an incredibly long range, depending on how high quality of a drone it is, they can also be programmed to autonomously patrol or do their job. So it may or may not have somebody watching it, but it would likely have a set of if it's on autopilot, it would likely have a set of parameters that would trigger an alert, which would bring somebody's attention. That sort of occurs to you while you're at ground zero with this drone. One thing that the drones don't do, however, is walk themselves out into the middle of nowhere and launch themselves.
Do we want to look for an operator? Because if we could get our own drone, that would be really nice if Sam or Jim could run a drone right now.
Yeah.
Because we could actually hit them and knock them out and tie them up and take the drone.
I'm
Controls.
telling you, when you knock them out, they get back up later.
Tie them up.
Later's fine. We're not here later.
Yeah. But the question is, do you think there's an operator or not?
Most likely.
So worth looking for one, so one of you can have that thing.
Check the time. Or
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock?
It's
Okay.
You're in the 10 o'clock hour. It's 10:18. We'll say.
It's still only been 2 hours since everything. So
Do we know what the radius would be for a drone like that to be launched manually from someone in the area on purpose?
We heard it launch.
Could I make a
Yes,
tactics
I
check
want to-
since I spotted it to estimate where it was launched from?
Yes.
Yes.
That's it.
13.
13. It was, with the angle and buildings and stuff around, it was probably a block and a half, 2 blocks, just straight to the east, just down the road.
Couple blocks that way.
I'm cool with
That's where you saw it come.
all right. I'll go.
After you.
Well, I'll go high this time, and I'll get on the roof once we get close and get my rifle out and give you all cover. If you want to lead, Boris.
What can a tech tool in a tech bag do?
It basically just
Right.
lets you make general tech rolls. It's not really.
But like with stuff I'm fiddling with, and like nothing.
Yes,
range.
it's screwdrivers and multimeters and that kind of stuff. Just a general like iFix bag.
Or will you provide cover with crowbar?
No, you'll be on the ground to use the crowbar. I'll provide cover just in case it goes south.
I think this will work better other way around.
I'm
Here.
a decent shot.
Listen.
For sure. Yeah. Give me the crowbar. Lead, Sam.
Oh, I'm leaning. Oh, all right.
I really could use some of those funny faces that you usually have right now, but don't turn that on. Oh. Like, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Head a block or two to the east, you said?
Okay. After that exchange, you guys start walking to the east, and the folks with amplified hearing hear, approximately a block away, a vehicle engine start.
I want it.
Start running?
I just mutter it into the comms.
I
Look,
could
I
get
got
it for you.
What?
Do we need
I
the
can get
doors?
you a car. Just don't ask about driver.
Maybe not on the car or the people. Start moving faster?
We run?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either. You need to tell me, not ask me.
This is your call. This is your vehicle.
Boris,
Give you-
Boris, get up high, get a drop on it. If you can kill the driver, kill the driver. I want the car for us. I want to get us out of here. Us, the rest of us, though, run.
I kill the person, no problem, as I'm climbing the roof.
Yeah, and then I'm going to
They want to kill people.
the both of,
Everything's
the
okay.
rest of us
but
can
I
try
do
and
it.
bolt in the general direction to see if we
Bullet
can get a
is
drop on
bullet.
Okay.
Coach, we're running. Yep.
I'm gonna try
Okay.
and
There's no athletics checks for running, but give me an athletics check for climbing.
15.
15. Okay. There is looks like it was maybe an office building. It's a 2-story building that you could try to get onto. You would have to get into the building first and then get up onto the roof, either through a stairwell or from the 2nd story, get up onto the roof if you want to get higher height. Otherwise, there are some 1-story buildings that you could essentially just sort of get up on some of the rubble and jump and pull yourself up. You just won't be as high, so you can choose.
Just quickly up so I can get vantage point and shit.
All right. Perception check while you're up there, and you guys are just beating feet.
Trying to get within range of it, yeah.
16.
Okay. What you see it's to the east of you, so you're facing east. You see they're running pretty much just down the street and around the buildings and whatnot, just trying to get there as fast as they can. You can see, you don't have direct line of sight to it, but the headlights come on the vehicle, so you can sort of see where it is behind buildings and whatnot. And you see the headlights actually back up and then swing to face your sort of direction. And they stop and stay there. Nobody's in the light, but the light, it looks like if they were parked on the curb, it looks like they backed up and then swung to face your direction.
Oh, like the tail of the car is facing my
No, the
direction?
headlights.
So I can see the beaming headlights?
You can see there's buildings and stuff in the way. You can just see that the headlights they were washing this way and then they washed to face you. There's stuff in the way. You don't have direct line of sight to the vehicle because it's on the ground and there are buildings between you.
Estimate about where driver would be and prepare to take shot.
Okay, you're gonna have solid walls and stuff.
Where, like, because I know you can't shoot through cover, but
Yeah.
like, if they drove forward, like, where
Okay,
that would.
all right. Okay, if they drove forward right now, they would be coming straight at you and would run into a building.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking like they're up here. I will try and run across and leap from roof to roof to try and get around.
The problem will come when you need to cross the street to get onto the next block. You'll need to drop down and then get back up. So that'll take some time, even though in Cyberpunk everybody is anime athletes. You guys are running and whatnot. You hear the engine kind of accelerate a little bit, but as you're coming up the street, you're expecting it to come out where you can see it, and you see that the headlights kind of get dimmer. And then you can see some ambient light, but it's not, you're not sure where the lights are. They're not facing down the street anymore. And you also hear the engine shut off, but the ambient light from the truck stays.
Just saying, this seems weird.
Yeah, no. Let's I'd just like call an immediate stop and be like, let's just wait till Boris gets a line of sight on it. They're obviously not going anywhere, but I don't want to run them now if they're not leaving.
Okay.
Wait, they are no longer. No longer moving. All right, I try to sneak up on them.
Just tell us what's going on. We can always lure them out with the trap if we need to.
Yeah. Get line of sight.
I'm just gonna stealthily and athletically try and
Give
get
one more athletics check.
21.
Beautiful. And only the people with amplified hearing, give me a perception check.
I'm at like, oh, okay.
10,
I have cool eyeballs.
20,
You didn't like that one anyway.
29, 31.
Wow.
12.
12. Okay. Even with your amplified hearing, you don't catch it. Gem, you do catch the drone appears to be back. You can hear it. It's really, really far out. But with your amplified hearing and everything, it occurs to you that it's not far away. It's just really high up. You get up you come down, cross the street, and get into the building and find your way up to the roof real quick, and move across to the other side of the block. And what you see is it looks like an SUV or a pickup from the front has actually backed itself into an alleyway and has its brights facing out of the alley and washing across the whole front of the building that you're basically peeking over the top of, including some off-road lights. It looks like it's shining just all the light it can on this side of the street out of the alley.
Drone's gone high. He's using the floodlights to light us up.
But we're not lit up right now. We're hidden. Okay.
Stealth check, because you're peeking.
16.
Okay. It appears they don't immediately see you, but as you creep up to the edge and peek, you have just a couple of moments before sporadic auto fire from, you're a solo, so sporadic auto fire from 2 submachine guns, from not in the truck but near it, just somewhere behind the blinding cacophony of off-road lights, start peppering the lip of the building. Not immediately at you. It seems like they maybe don't know exactly where you are, but they seem to know exactly when you moved up and looked.
Yep, they're watching. We need to take the lights out or get behind them.
You don't need lights on car?
No.
I take out lights. Full auto front of car.
Engine overboard.
Just clean out the rental.
The lights aren't the engine.
Shoot the lights, not the car. Shoot the lights, not the car.
One more job and I quit. One more job and I quit.
Don't you miss our nomadic ways?
Yep, right about now I do.
Yeah.
21.
Okay, so that succeeds by enough to get you your 4 modifier. So
The times 4 modifier?
yeah, so do your 2d6 times 4.
My car. I will kill him if he destroys his car.
7
7
times 4, 28.
28. Okay, so you get most of the lights. 1 headlight is still on, and there's 1 of the 3 light bars on top is still on. The light level goes way down. And yeah, you guys hear a burst of about 20 rounds, just of a heavy rifle. Just boom, 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 boom.
It should have been one for each light.
It gets darker, and there's
I do good. I leave you with 1 light.
there's return fire. They know exactly where you are now because they've got your muzzle flash. So they do shoot back at you. You've got cover, so they just the front of that building, just right in front of you, the thin lip of masonry just starts getting chewed apart with what sound like 9mm rounds. And there's at least 3 people shooting at you at this point.
Are we able to get around these guys or like shoulder through a door into the building next to them?
They are at this point. There's a street there's a cross street. Boris is on the roof of this building looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
They are in an alley facing this way.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a building here and a building here and an alley, and that's where they are. You guys are basically, since you've moved up, you're in this building on the corner. So if you decide to move up, you can move up and look and see the front. You see the alleyway where the truck is.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe see its front hanging out. But
Now I want to try and get behind them or
Let's go behind.
say what?
Yeah, let's get
3
behind them.
targets. Engaging.
Yeah, we're gonna try and get behind them.
so are you going to go down the block and around?
Down the block and around. Yeah.
So, just for general quickness on it, just make athletic checks and just make sure nobody finds the hard way to get there or end up in rubble or whatnot.
Boris is going to be
13.
dropping lower than the building for the cover. So reloading and then trying to pick out one of them to attack on my next turn.
16.
13.
13.
13.
Okay. You guys are just running. It's just a time check. So,
Yeah.
you guys haul ass. You're a little skittish getting across the street. They are actively shooting at where Boris is. So you use that moment to get across the street, up the block. You got to go all the way down the block and come around. From the back of the alley, you can see the taillights of the truck all the way down at the other end. Anybody have what kind of optics do you have? Because you've got eyeballs.
Those are fancy eyeballs.
I have. It says micro, but I'm assuming that's for microscopics rather than.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Because
have,
like 400x seems ridiculous for
I have
anything else.
micro optics.
I have teleoptics.
Ooh, that sounds more useful.
Teleoptics is perfect.
Yeah.
So you can see that there are 3 guys. 1 guy is hiding behind what's left of like a dumpster or something semi-solid that's just debris, and there's 1 guy on each side of the back of the truck, and it looks like they're communicating. They're not yelling and screaming, so you can't hear them, but it looks like they're gesturing and talking to each other and reloading, and basically in rotations, shooting bursts at the roof across the way, and that's what you're getting is basically just suppressive fire and short bursts. But you know that you've heard 3 distinct engagements, and it seems like they're basically just suppressing you, alternating what they're doing, and just keeping you
Boris?
down with fire.
Boris,
What is you?
you don't need to hit them. Just fire shots in the air occasionally. Stay safe.
Could shoot the floodlights if you haven't.
No, don't get shot.
Nope. He shot enough of it.
Well, not the car, the other floodlights.
I mean, yeah.
Or just keep their attention.
I think that would do.
I'll just be trying to pop up, take single shot,
I think
duck
we should
back.
just shoot the guys from the back.
I think we should.
Are you literally just trying to prairie dog them, or are you actually trying to take shots?
Trying to take them out.
Okay. So pop up and take one of your shots. They have cover just like you do, so there's
Then we can't hit each other.
more or less, yeah. So
Well, if you guys decide to go up with shotguns, I'm going to throw myself against a wall at optimal range with my assault rifle.
Because I assume they're doing a move out of cover fire, move back in,
I also
move
have
out of
assault
cover fire,
basically,
move back
So
in.
we'll, we'll
order
hang
to-
back.
just like
You can go up close.
they're going to have to hit you through the masonry. You're going to have to hit them through the vehicle.
Because in red, it's just if they're behind cover, you can't shoot.
Okay.
Unless you can shoot and try and destroy the cover, but I don't want to destroy the vehicle, and it would take a while for them to destroy building.
Jim, opposite walls then?
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to get to optimal range behind them with our assault rifles and go against opposite walls and just get ready. These 2 have shotguns and they're going up.
So I guess just try and make myself very scary target.
Very
Yeah.
yes, very
That gets their attention.
Okay. All right.
Swearing at them in Russian.
You guys.
So is this shoulder arms?
Yes.
Yes.
You guys aren't there yet.
No.
You guys start moving up, and you have amplified hearing,
I do.
and it's you that have amplified hearing, right?
Yes.
Okay. You guys hear a bang, like 3 loud, on the car, and there's nobody hitting the car, but you hear the car thump thump thump, and the 2 guys at the back of the vehicle immediately spin to face down the alley. to
Bam,
face you
bam.
guys. Okay.
Yeah, I immediately shoot.
Yeah.
I assume both of us waiting with the assault rifles.
Yes.
Snap
Okay.
off.
At this point, now we need initiative.
Okay.
Okay. How's that going this game?
D10 plus reflex.
D10 plus.
And I'm shifting my points to my precision and initiative boost.
Wait, how do we? Oh,
My combat
You know what?
setup.
Is this a 9 or a 6?
that is a 9
Okay. What is this?
because it faces down.
Oh, I see.
Did you get REF as reflex?
Yes.
Okay.
12,
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
13,
8.
15.
I took apart my shirt.
Yeah, I did that.
You're destroying clothes.
15.
Low 6.
Scout.
9.
Sam.
17.
All right. So, Sam.
I'm really having a hard time with theater of the mind. We went in.
You're coming down an alley, and there's at the back end of a truck. These guys were hiding behind the truck, shooting away from you at Boris.
And
You were going to sneak up on them.
And they just
The truck just went bang, bang, bang.
okay.
And
Drone
the guys
operator on the
immediately
Yeah.
spun around to face you guys, even though they apparently didn't know you were there.
I see. Okay. I'll go ahead and shoot at one of them, whichever one. They're both, I assume, the same distance to me.
Yes.
And
And because they're hiding from Boris, they have no cover from you guys.
perfect. Okay. Yeah. I'll just shoot the left one. What's the roll to hit? How does that work?
What is your weapon?
Shotgun.
Okay. So roll your shoulder arms plus your reflex.
I see.
And you are past optimal range for them, but you can still shoot them.
And they have armor piercing, I think, if they're at close range.
I think that would be an 18 for my shoulder arms.
Shotgun.
Your total
Yes.
is 13?
No, 18.
Okay.
18. Depends on what range band you're
Yeah.
at
So,
for the weapon.
and
And it's you have to roll over the difficulty number.
does it say anything about your ammunition, or do you just have buckshot?
I have, I think, a standard ammo.
Standard. What would be buckshot?
They should have its own category up there somewhere. I think it's the very first category.
Or was it?
Yeah.
Shotgun shell, basic ammo.
Okay. So at this range, it is not really optimal. You can hit them, but it's sort of tough because things open up. The
I see.
pellets open up. The pattern opens up.
Should I move closer or? How do
For your weapon, you're gonna want to close the distance. You do shoot. You do see buckshot pellets skip off the ground, slam into the back of the truck. A couple of them probably hit him, but not enough to do anything to him other than distract him a little bit, maybe.
Which is good.
And it's not an effective enough shot to actually injure him.
Okay.
Then we go to. Well, we'll do Twinkle because she's tied with Boris.
So after the shotgun goes off, then I will shoot at the same one that Sam did, but I'm going to use my very heavy pistol because I braced against the wall.
Okay.
So I'm going to shoot with that for a total of 16 with my very heavy pistol.
Okay. It is a hard shot at that range, and you do miss.
Do miss? Ah.
All right. What that does do, though, Boris, if you're still doing your prairie dogging and looking and
No.
whatnot.
I have plan.
Huh?
I have plan on my turn.
Okay. Well, it is your turn.
Boris is going to go forward to walk and dodge bullets because I am good enough to dodge bullets and make my way to them.
You're on the roof of a building.
So you're going to come down and go toward the truck?
Oh.
Okay. Give me an athletics check just to make sure that the 12-foot drop is good.
21.
Good. Yeah. So you take a moment while folks are distracted. You shimmy over. You extend the drop. You're good.
If I have, are they still behind the cover?
They've come out to the side of the truck. It looks like they're withdrawing
And
from them, which makes them
Take a shot at the one on the left.
Okay.
Single shot.
And you hear the truck start back up. And it sounds terrible.
I figured.
But it does
Still
start.
Still moving.
At least it starts for now. Yep.
If truck is starting up, I shoot driver.
Okay.
9, 10, 11. That is shoulder arms. 25.
25. Okay. Roll your damage. Okay. With the lights, a couple of the lights still shining at you, you can't really see anything but dark windshield. You do see you put a shot right through where the driver should be sitting. Best you can tell with the current environment. Then it's their turn. The truck started. The guy on the left does spin and shoot a burst at you. 17, 18.
I will attempt to evade.
Mhm.
21.
Okay. So he does shoot, you sidestep, and his burst stitches up the pavement. And the guy that you shot at, Ray, shoots back at you. Terribly. 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, how do I know if that hits me or not?
At that range, it will not.
Oh, okay.
So he shoots back and misses.
Is anyone's reflexes 8? If you have reflexes of 8, you can, after the roll, you can make an evasion check to avoid getting shot.
Oh, cool.
You just have to beat
I got
what the
buttons for
person
that.
rolls.
Do believe you have to use your action to do that, though. We'll look that up later.
No, yeah, it doesn't take your action, but if you choose to evade and you roll bad, if you choose to evade, that becomes the difficulty to hit you. So, like if you have bad evasion, you can make and roll bad, you can make it easier for them to hit you than what the DC would be.
Okay. All right. And then the guy at the dumpster takes a shot at Kira. 23, which with his weapon will hit. And you don't have the evasion reflex.
I do have evasion.
But you have a reflex of 8.
That means I can evade.
If your reflexes are 8 or higher, that's the only time you're fast enough to do
I
the
do have
dodge.
a reflex of
Okay,
8,
then
yeah.
yes.
So I will roll that, and it's an 18.
Okay. Which is what he rolled, so I think he still hits you.
Okay. I get hit.
He catches you in the leg, so you're going to use your body armor.
Ooh.
And
Which I do have.
Oh. That's a good hit. 12. So what's your armor on your body?
11.
Okay, so the armor on your body now deteriorates to 10
Mm-hmm.
because the armor deteriorates as it's penetrated.
Mm-hmm.
And you take 1 point of damage
Okay.
from your hits.
So yeah. Twinkle gets.
And that is it for them this turn. So then we go to Scout.
Okay. I was just there. Okay. I am going to like run up closer to, I guess, the guy on the right.
Okay.
The guy on the left is occupied, and I am going to shoot him with my shotgun that has incendiary shells.
Okay.
Very nice.
So, yeah. I just had this time in my hand. I'm doing great. 21.
21 with non-shotgun round. I don't think the shells affect the range. But 21, since you closed the distance, will hit. You barely.
And I think it'll tell you guys on the app, but to help you out, if you look at your weapon, each of the weapons has a different difficulty when they're at different ranges. And one of the annoying things for CyberPunk Red is whatever the DC it says it is, you have to roll 1 above that. It's not meets it, beats it. It's you have to go over.
Okay. 10 damage.
10 damage. All right. Yeah, there's a horrific scene
Oh boy.
Incendiary.
as the incendiary round does penetrate the ballistic Kevlar sort of balaclava they're wearing, and is enough to set a fire on the inside.
Of the car?
No, his armor.
Oh, come on.
And
Glad you're emotionally
Of
invested
their
in this car
face,
as much as
Ray.
The face!
Incendiary
Car,
round.
cars don't
You
wear
take multiple
balaclava.
D6 damage for the
He
next
caught
several
fire
rounds.
in the car.
It's barbecue.
No.
So that one, it's unfortunately not immediate, but we're not going to necessarily dwell on that. But that one is done.
totally after the fact, but super proud of myself. Because I was a little focused. I just say hello to my little friend and
I
cackle. But I saved lives.
Yeah, indeed.
Yes.
pharmacist.
All right. And then Jem.
How far away are they?
They are at the 25-meter mark.
Okay. Using an assault rifle.
Okay.
So shoulder arms. Straight roll.
Game roll.
18.
Okay, that's enough to hit.
Okay. And that's 5d6.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and this was at.
Don't you
Oh,
know
there's
what
only
these
one standing
days-
at this point, yeah?
There's two. There's one at the dumpster. Or no, the one at the dumpster we're going to say is the one sheet. There's one on each side of the vehicle.
It's the one that shot at Sam.
Okay.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And if you roll 2 6s, it's a crit.
16.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely enough to make that hurt. All right. You catch them just sort of in the abdomen. The Kevlar stops a lot of it, but not all of it. They are hurt, but they are still in the fight.
Okay.
And back to the top. So, Sam.
So how many guys? There's 3, right?
There's 2 outside the car and presumably 1 inside the car.
Okay.
Or the truck. But you guys are at the back of it. You can see.
There
it
was
is-
one
it
in the
is an SUV.
dumpster, but I don't think he's feeling too good.
You just have to get closer to use that shoddy.
Yeah, I'll get closer.
Okay.
And I'll,
You can close the distance.
excellent, and I'll try again. So I roll shoulder arms, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And what's your move stat?
5,
Okay. That'll let you close it to 12
Cool.
meters. That's good enough.
7. I don't know how to count. 21,
21 hits.
and then the damage is 5d6. Math. I don't like math.
Oh my.
I got
Okay, I misread
Kinda-
that for a second.
icky numbers, but that's
Ah,
okay.
no,
They're not too bad. 4, 5, 6, 7, 14.
Do you have a pair of 6s?
No. I wish.
What'd you say?
Wait, what is this? 7?
14?
Yeah.
7 on a d6?
Yeah, wait, what? What is that?
I got 2.
You rolling loaded dice, sir?
No, I think that's.
Are these non-Euclidean dice you're using?
I don't know what that is.
Well, it's the cyberpunk dice, and the CP, I'm assuming, is the 6,
Well, what's on the opposite side of the CP?
the 1.
So it's a 6.
Okay, so I can see a 1. I guess that was a. What is that symbol?
What's on the opposite
Is it a
side?
5?
A 3. Opposite side is a
Is that a
3.
five?
You need
So
to
it's
do
a
a
4.
7 each time.
Pass
Yeah.
it over.
So 3, that's 4.
Yeah. On,
4?
on a
a 4.
d6,
Oh, it is a 4.
one side
okay, I
plus
see
the
it.
opposite side will always add up to 7.
Oh,
5
yeah,
and
that's really hard to
2,
read.
1 and 6. It'll always add up to 7.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
that's not a 14. That is a 7 and a 4. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
That's right. That's more fingers than you have.
We can do math. We know how to math here.
We can.
All right.
It's the-
Bonus
We just
does not
choose
do
not to.
All the college degrees.
11. Doesn't get through their Kevlar.
No.
So next up is we'll keep the same order. So Twinkle.
I will march my ass up as far as I can, pissed off with my handgun, considering I took a shot, and I'm gonna snap one off at the one that Sam just shot.
Okay.
So
That will put you to the 25-meter range because you did hold back.
move is 5 too. Yeah.
So I'll let you close the range to the 25-meter bracket.
Okay, and then snap off a shot with the very heavy pistol and 21.
21. 20 is what you need to hit. So there you go. Roll your damage. Oh, nice.
Ooh, I got 2 6s on that.
That's
Okay.
a crit.
So what happens on a crit?
You still do the same damage, but it
Okay.
does extra damage and a wound effect.
So I got 18 total
Okay.
with 2 crits.
Like you can take out their arm or
Oh, okay.
hit a
I don't think
kidney
that
or
chart is in here.
This may be the difference between dead and very dead.
I mean, in this case, I'll
No.
take it.
It would be
Fucker shot
nice if this jumpstart kit came with a GM screen. R.
Would-
Talsorian, I say, is a long time fan.
I say with love.
The man
We love
wants
ya.
a DM screen.
I love you. I'm a toy fan. But Red, Come on, you gotta do better.
I love anything
Yeah,
and everything about Cyberpunk except 2030X, but they know that.
none of us talk about that.
That's right.
I know nothing.
Yeah. I am going to take a minute to look this up because this is an important part of the combat, and I don't have the chart because I don't have the screen.
Yeah, you
You
can
are all
move
good?
up to double your movement rating and still take an action.
Wound states 186.
I
Let's see.
can't remember what the distance is to if you just full out run and not do anything. You can
Critical injuries to
when
the
you're making
thigh.
melee attacks or unarmed martial arts melee
Roll
brawl,
2d6. Twinkle.
you always have a rate of fire too, so you can punch, kick, punch, kick, swing, swing. But whenever you make
Or is
a
it
melee
four?
attack,
It's a 4.
the difficulty is the
6
target's
total.
evasion roll. They
Okay.
roll an evasion.
Oh, so is that why I have an evasion thing, even though I don't have a 7 for dex, or I don't have an 8 for.
All right,
so
roll another d6.
If someone was
and
to
tell me if
swing
it's
at
even
you,
or
you'd
odd.
still roll your evasion, but if you don't
Odd.
have any,
Okay.
you're bad at dodge.
You do a serious hit, a heavy hit to their right arm, and it looks like it's in bad shape.
Good. Bastard.
It's rude.
Like kind of clutching his chest.
Boris, you are up. You see the person on the, for you, the left side of the vehicle, take a hit in their weapon arm, and it's enough to stagger them so that they turn sideways and they're basically leaning on the SUV, and you can see that they drop their submachine gun. It looks like they've lost the use of that arm. And they're using the SUV to hold themselves up.
I'll assume Twinkle can take care of Quipple. I'm going to make my way around
So you're going to walk to the right some and get an angle on the other guy?
to, on the driver.
On the driver? Okay.
Because
Well,
isn't
they're
the
not
other guy's
getting
face
away.
on fire?
Huh?
Isn't the other guy's
That's
face
the guy
on
in
fire?
dump-
No, that's the guy
That's
that
the
was
guy in
hiding
the
behind the
dumpster.
dumpster. He was the one that was actually closest to you.
Gotcha.
But I had damaged that side of the light, so now that I get around, I should be able to see a driver.
Okay, it still just looks like dark glass to you.
Take shot.
Okay.
That's where driver should be. They started engine. Driver in there.
Just a double check.
Double tap. Always be sure. If vehicle wasn't in the way, I would full auto. But
Good thing I don't mind sitting covered in a seat covered in guts. So
I've cleaned up many a crime scene. I'll get it usable.
19.
19. Puts around right through where you think it should be. Roll damage.
Two sixes for a crit.
it's one of those self-driving cars with
12.
no one there.
They just ducked and with just like the seat cushion getting out.
14.
The drone is operating the car.
Yeah.
19 damage.
It's a Russian thing. In Soviet Russia, drone drives car.
Oh no.
That's a reference that maybe, yeah, only two of us get, I think. Okay.
I got it.
Did you? Okay, all right. These youngins over here, they don't know their old comedy. Roll your 2d6, let's see what you got.
8.
8. Okay. I'll have to read through this a little more carefully and see whether or not positional mechanics matter. Apparently, your shot actually goes a little low and through the dash, but does find the target. You finish them off by breaking their legs,
They don't.
apparently. so-
Red doesn't do any directional mechanics. That's the stuff in 2020 that is so much better because
Combine them.
It actually would not be hard to do. If I did that, though, I would take the step of bringing back the wound track system because sci-fi shouldn't have hit points. But that's me.
I agree. I think if you were to take 2020 and Red and squish them together in just the right way, it would be amazing.
There's I hate to make the comparison because of the strong feelings on it, but there is a lot to be said for the way Red has essentially 5E'd Cyberpunk, because 2020, for as much as I love it, is incredibly crunchy, has decades of power spiral and
Typos.
modifiers, and yes, and weird things like shotguns hit an area, but they're inherently inaccurate. You get a penalty to hit, but you're hitting a 10-foot wide. And part of what that's supposed to reflect is shotguns are actually difficult to, in that system, targeting is common. So it's difficult to deliberately hit somebody in the arm or the leg or the face with it, which is why there's a penalty. But mechanically, that's not how it works. It just makes them inaccurate all the time, which is weird. So it has its issues, but one of the things that it does is what that would have done in 2020, for example, is you hit them in the leg because you didn't call your shot. So the body of that car would give them like 15 extra points of armor. And if you pierce that and pierce their armor, you still hurt them. But apparently, you shot the driver in the leg, and the vehicle stays at idle, and the horn starts blaring.
Excellent.
We're not getting this car.
It's not like we needed it or anything.
It's still on. I think car's still in good shape. Driver, I have doubts.
I'm sure Sam can disconnect a horn.
Just
All
have a
right.
windshield.
Okay.
No problem.
So the guy on the side of the vehicle that you shot and disabled the arm looks like they're basically trying to. You guys are still on the side. There's nowhere they can go for cover, but it looks like they're trying to stay close to the vehicle to get cover. So they're basically belly to the vehicle. They do not turn and shoot again. You can see they are maneuvering around. They may be trying to get into the vehicle. They may be trying to draw a different weapon. You don't know. But they stay right on that vehicle, basically trying to limit their profile to the people down the alley. And yeah, the guy on the right side of the vehicle is going to shoot at Sam.
Okay.
And wait. No. Misses you again.
Ah.
And then that would make it Scout's turn.
I'm going to.
Kill a man.
Already did
That's the goal. I will go forward to continue to go after the new guy on the right. And I will again fire my shotgun.
Okay. You are at the 25-meter range, so it's not going to be the easiest shot, but you can. Go ahead.
15.
15 does not hit, so most of it catches the back panel of the car, spiders the windows, but does not blow them out. So obviously it's a fairly reinforced vehicle, but the vehicle takes the hit, not the driver, not the guy on the side of it.
Okay.
Me hyping you up made you miss. I'm sorry.
And Jim.
How dare you?
What have we got left, friends, standing in front of me?
There's one person on each side of the vehicle. The person for you from the back, the person on the right side of the vehicle is hugging the vehicle.
Yeah.
The person on the left is staying low because Boris is coming around the front, so they're trying to stay down and shoot at you guys.
All right. I'll take a
He's
shot
got
at him.
situational awareness that Boris is coming across, but there's nowhere to go, so all he's doing is staying down behind the engine block as much
Yeah,
as
I'm
he
going to take a
can.
shot at him.
Okay.
Ooh, good. Oh my, does it keep exploding?
It does.
And then
Keep exploding. Oh my god.
I don't think it matters in the
40.
there's a cap on things.
43!
Beautiful shot. You should have called that one. All right. Roll your dice.
43. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Jim apparently shoulders up like they're in a shooting competition.
Nope.
Just like,
14.
14. Okay. That's enough to do. All right. You didn't roll 2 6s?
I did not.
Okay. Oh, all right. They are not dead, but they are out of the fight. That is enough trauma that they are done.
Okay.
They are down and hurting. You're not sure. You think they're probably going to bleed out if left alone, but they are down and out.
Got him.
And top of the order, Sam.
Yay.
So the person on the other side of the vehicle, the person on for you, the right side of the vehicle, the one that's hugging the side of the vehicle is the only one that's still on their feet.
Okay. In combat in the game, does it take anything to be like surrender or anything?
It just takes your action. And remember, in CyberPunk, rounds are really fast, so it takes time for people to respond. So if you say surrender and then Kira shoots, it's a mixed
How fast is
message.
a CyberPunk Red
You
round?
can go on Overwatch, which you basically you can do a move and say something, free action, say surrender, and then go on Overwatch and wait till after their turn. But you have to declare when you're going to react.
I see. Okay. If that's the case, I'll just go up to him and bop him.
Traditionally, they've been 3, and honestly, since I'm not as familiar with this as 2020, I don't know exactly how fast they are. I'm gonna guess they're not the 3.2 seconds of 2020, but it's probably at the same pace.
Okay, just
Gotcha.
wondering.
I'll go up to him then and hit him with the butt of my shotgun in the face.
You're just gonna run up and
Yeah, I don't want to kill him.
gonna close the distance. Okay. All right. So you run up on the back of the vehicle and come around, which is something he's not expecting. So there is a little bit of surprise there. Go ahead and make a melee attack.
Would that be? What would that be?
Brawling or melee.
Okay, I have.
Brawling if you're gonna bare knuckle it. Melee if you're going to rifle butt, like you
Okay.
said.
I have brawling, so I'll do that.
Okay.
5.
And you can attack twice with brawling.
Really?
All melee and brawling have rate of fire 2.
Okay, cool. I have a 14
That is a cool change. I like that.
and
Yeah.
Because it really sucks to be like swish,
And I like that
and the guy you're beating
Instead
up is
of a-
like cool, bam, like oh.
instead of a
Swish.
DC to hit, like evasion is used for the melee combat.
So what'd you get?
I got a 14 and a 15.
Okay.
What is
Um,
a stupid roll, and this will come up, you'll have to decide, is that fists are not non-lethal. They're only rubber bullets are non-lethal. And non-lethal weapons.
It's not going to matter a lot. The reason those hit, and I'm not rolling to contest, is they really can't defend themselves. All they do with their busted up arm, you come at them from their good side, is they basically put their hand up to cover their face. You hit them in the arm, they drop the grenade they were holding, and then you punch them in the stomach. So they hit the ground, and so does a live grenade.
Can I grab it on my turn at all and throw, or no?
You don't have actions left, my friend.
Or is that?
You can't this turn. Speaking is a free action if you want to say anything.
Yes, I'll say grenade.
Okay, there we go. I'm like just sort of nonchalant.
Are you sure? Don't sound too convinced.
Okay,
Grenade.
so that's what you guys see. You see Sam run up and get in the face of the last guy, and then there's a panicked grenade. And then Twinkle, what you do?
Grab that and chuck it.
What? Yeah.
Twinkle's down the alley.
What? Well, I moved up the one time.
Yeah.
I will.
25?
I think I was at 25
you're
when
in
I
the
when I got
25
that really
meter
good
bracket.
shot on the arm. Can I get to the grenade? Like, how does like dashing work, or like, is there a way I can actually get to the grenade or
you
not?
can't. You can close that distance all at once with. Well, what's your move?
5.
5.
Pretty
so
sure it's 5.
so
So you
no.
can move 10 meters and take an action. I think it's 20 meters.
So you could move
Here.
20, but you won't have an action after
Yeah,
that.
but
So
you
you
won't.
could get real close if you want to.
But I won't have it. I won't be able to do anything.
No, and you'll still be about 5 meters away.
Okay, hold on.
Which-
Hold on.
Spoiler alert, not safe distance.
I figured that. But I have an idea. Let me just check something in my inventory really quick. So wait, how close could I get to the grenade with an action left?
15, we're say 15, maybe you're not exactly at 25, so we'll say you can get 12 meters away.
12 meters away from it. So hear me out.
Oh,
I have a grapple gun that has 30-meter range. I cannot use it as a weapon, obviously, but could I fire the grapple gun to try and hit the grenade and push the fucking thing away from Sam.
If said grapple does not grab the grenade, or if said grapple is not a magnetic grapple,
It's not a magnetic grapple, it's a basic grapple, so I'm just thinking,
Oh, does it recoil?
It's a harpoon.
yeah, harpoon
Like
grapple. Like it's
grapple.
like for cars and stuff. Like it's gonna hit it. There's no way it can grab it really. It's just a hook. But I just want to hit it to try and roll it away from Sam. It's a desperate fucking move.
its max range is 30.
Yes. Yeah, its max range is 30. What's the rule for calculating momentum?
No, it'll hit, since it grapples, it'll hit with enough momentum to, I mean, the grenade's just sitting there.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to see is, all right, pistols have a 200-meter range.
Trying to find an equivalent.
Yes. So half of that, 100 meters, is still TN 30. Half of that is TN 25. So half of 30 meters at 15 is still a 30 to hit. Half of that at 7 is still a 25 to hit. So I'll split the difference with you, and you need a 28 to hit.
I mean, there's nothing else I can do. So, I mean, Twinkle's gonna do it to try and help Sam.
There
and-
is one thing in this game that I do think is fun, and it was in 2020 as well. I don't think most people used it though. Grenades do not go off immediately.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
use it all the time.
We know that. Yeah.
Yeah. She's just going through everything she knows in the head, and she can't use the vehicle to help shield Sam at this point because she's too far away. She can't throw it, so she's like, slim chance in.
You
hell,
would have
but-
a better chance just target number wise if you say harpoon Sam.
Don't harpoon me!
Yeah. I mean, if I can do that without am I gonna gut the poor boy? I would just want to stick it to his back and yank him.
It would have a high chance
Have
of
to fishing
injury,
hook.
but unless you deliberately shot him in the head, it would be.
No,
And then ask him to grab hold.
But don't roll 2 6s.
Wait, what?
Don't roll 2 6s on your damage.
I'll be fine.
No. Okay, in that case, logically seeing Sam and the grenade, yes, she would get as close as she can, fire it into Sam's back, and try to.
Oh my god!
I assume there's no damage
No.
for that thing because
No.
it's not.
No,
what
it
so,
specifically, yeah.
Okay.
It specifically calls out it cannot be used as a weapon. It does not do damage.
Okay. Well, I disagree with it does not do damage, but here's what we're going to do. Roll to hit.
What am I doing for that?
He's going to be a much bigger target. I'll be nice. It's still going to be a 21 to hit, just because it's a weird number.
Am I just rolling these straight though, or what am I doing for modifiers? Because it's not a weapon.
Use
'Cause it attaches-
your handgun.
Use my hand.
Yeah, because it's
Okay.
it's not steadied like a rifle,
Okay.
and there's very few categories of weapons in this game.
Okay. So wait. I have 8 reflexes. And
There's a lot of gaming magic going on
Yeah,
tonight, so don't-
but I have 8 reflexes, and my handgun is +6.
okay.
And then do I roll just one on
So
top?
you start with 14,
14.
it sounds like, and then roll a d10.
So it has to.
Do you want to
explode.
spend luck?
Yes, that
Okay.
I think.
You have your luck stat as a pool of points that you can spend throughout the session
How
to
much can I
enhance the roll.
spend?
Up
can
to your luck rating.
Yes. However,
points.
once you spend them for the session, they are gone.
Yes, but I can at least increase the number of these I roll
No, you
No,
increase.
you
You
add
just
it, like,
straight up.
to the roll.
Yeah.
To the roll.
So
Okay.
what is your luck stat?
My luck is 6.
You could add 6 to it and start at 20.
Cool.
Or wait,
I'm gonna do that.
Wait, what did we say? 14?
Yeah.
So yeah, you would start at 20.
Cool,
So you-
I'm gonna do that.
What are you aiming for?
You have it
His back.
No, what's your target number?
Oh,
21.
21. Yeah. So I'm gonna.
21, so guaranteed you harpoon him. Or 50-50 chance to push grenade away from vehicle.
Yeah, save vehicle,
Vehicle?
and me. Or save me, not
Say
vehicle.
vehicle and friend. 50-50.
I like her with
Mind you, calculated decision.
She likes
Forrest,
more than the damn vehicle, but that's a
not
point.
good at math.
Yeah, what is my to hit on the grenade? Is it
25 is what he said.
25 is what you said?
It was 28.
28.
Oh, I don't
Sam, with a guaranteed 20. Yeah, but add that to your what's it? Your weapon.
Yeah, it wouldn't have.
Well, no, we already did
Even
that.
with the
I'm
28
at 20
and the
right
20,
now.
That
with-
means that her roll still has as much chance to succeed as your average auto fire roll.
Yeah, but so we're at 20 with all my skills. This is being added to a 20. So if I had gone for the grenade, I would have missed by 1. But I got 20. I got a 7, so 27.
So we're
Sorry,
not going to actually inflict damage, but I want you to roll damage like it's a 3d6 weapon.
Okay.
So all I want to know is if you roll 2 6s on those 3 dice.
You shoot me through the spine.
Heck no. All I'm gonna remember is that little emoji heart that was flashed before he dies.
4, 4, 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you yell grenade, and then the wind is knocked out of you as it feels like somebody punches you in the
You
shoulder,
hear a sorry, sir.
and then your Kevlar just jerks you back down the hallway or down the alley.
Oh my goodness.
You're off your feet and getting dragged, and you don't like batarang all the way back, but you
Yeah.
come off your feet for several meters and hit the ground, and then you're just being dragged by a rope like a tow cable up there.
That's great.
All right, Boris, you heard the
So
grenade.
I'm about 12 meters, right?
You're in front of the vehicle, so you're actually about less than 5 meters from the side of the vehicle, because you were just in front of the vehicle a couple of meters walking back and forth.
I will roll over the hood of vehicle, dropping onto ground to grab grenade, and throwing grenade away from vehicle.
Okay. Just give me an athletics check. You're not really trying to throw it anywhere other than a safe distance, right? So just give me a basic athletics check to throw it.
Tempted to feed it to guy, but better to get away.
No.
Sam, you drop.
You wanted this, right?
18. Good. Yeah. You just happen to fling it across the street and up to where you were, and it ends up on that roof. And a few moments later, boom.
Nice.
That will be my turn.
And we're out of initiative at this point because we're out of bad
Well,
guys.
I'm just curious when the grenade shout went off right outside, if
Mhm.
anybody tried to bolt out of the van.
No, that's probably the person holding the horn down.
Assess damage of everything.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
First
Well,
people, and then everyone.
Yes.
Everything.
I will
I'm
run up
dirty.
Sam and disconnect the grapple hook and look down.
I'll do a quick check
Hey.
on him.
Are you okay?
He's going to have one of the gnarliest bruises you've seen in a while, but there's no actual injury or real trauma. It's just going to be a sore spot.
You're going to be a wonderful shade of purple and green.
Right through here. Right this area here. So this area here, be careful of this area.
After Sam flashes the thumbs up emoji on the helmet, I'm going to go up and open the door with the handgun out, but I'm going to open the door to see if I can get the horn to stop.
You can see there was somebody that was in the driver's seat getting ready to drive, and it looks, they come out as soon as you open. It looks like they were trying to stay low. They have been shot in the shoulder, so the seat's a little bit of a mess, and they were shot in the leg, and the whole bottom of the seat and floorboard is gross, but
Does the horn stop?
once he falls out,
Okay.
he does, yeah.
So just, ow, fuck. I'm going to wait a second and climb in and try to just assess the vehicle.
It's banged up a little bit. The windshield is shot all to hell between the auto fire and the 2 deliberate rounds.
Mhm.
It seems to be running. There's parts of the dashboard where the electronics and stereo and gauges and stuff don't work because it's had several rounds through it as well. But
Do I see a drone
It's
like
idling.
headset, or do I see any equipment in here?
in the passenger seat is it's basically just a tablet. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a tablet that's hooked up to a control.
Oh, we might have got a little bit of luck. I think the drone kit's still in here.
You know how to work this. I'll take the.
Yeah, sure. Should be standard. Let's take a look.
Okay. You guys have a vehicle and a drone.
Check the vehicle, make sure the engine's okay.
Well,
Shotgun.
It's running rough, but it's running.
Cool.
It's not smoking or sputtering. It's not overheating that you can tell.
Unless you let me drive. Always wanted to, never learned.
No, I'm good. This is my thing. I want to. You have Boris Special. I have Twinkle
You
Drive.
teach later, though.
Twinkle Special? Is that not?
Twinkle Drive.
Twinkle Drive. That's not my thing. Making the nicknames up for this stuff. But no, I'll drive. If one of you can get on the drone, and I'll get us on the road, and probably shut the lights off.
That's a good name for one of my other projects. Thank you.
Twinkle Drive? Do I want to know?
Get on the road.
Top
finally.
secret. You heard it here first.
Say what?
Top secret. You heard it
Yes.
here first.
Twinkle Drive.
Okay.
How is the moon out right now? Can we like see without headlights if I wanted to run without headlights?
Not at freeway speeds, but yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's a clear enough night. You're all right.
if I can drive safely enough with the headlights, the one headlight off I think we have left, or we just have one?
There was the light bar at the top.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
there's one
bar.
light bar and one headlight. left.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut those off then and take it at a slower pace once one of the techies can hopefully get the drone running and see if we have drone oversight or not.
Yeah, you've got control of the drone. And the drone was positioned way high to watch this entire block. So
Cool.
So straight to night city then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're supposed to lay low for here at the time where the phone and briefcase.
Well, they didn't say where we were gonna meet him, right?
Nope, just said.
No, not yet.
Lay
Stay
low for
safe.
20 hours, right?
Yeah.
you have approximately 17 of those left.
Well, I say we get closer to the hellhole and we can at least hopefully get some real sustenance and hide among people.
Look for bar. I'm almost out of this stuff.
I would appreciate real alcohol in this.
You really don't want any. It's really not bad.
I am positive. Like I said, I quit
Oh,
that stuff.
medtechy. What stuff do you have on you? Maybe something to disinfectant that could mix.
No. I know. You would
starting to
probably
get
drink
Hmm?
starting to
isopropyl
get itchy.
alcohol, but I am not endorsing this.
So yeah, I get us on the road. I drive at an appropriate speed where I don't have to worry about anything. And with the
Oh,
lights
this is
off.
cool. This is well lit.
Say what?
The highway. It's nicely lit.
Are we on the highway?
We are,
Okay.
but it's not nicely. It's not.
No,
nicely
it's
lit.
it's nice. It's colors. It's cool. I like this.
I'd like to do a first
Did you
aid
get
check
hit?
on Jem.
First aid check, okay.
Is it a
Do,
good
do
idea?
you have
this is on
a
the road?
diagnosis roll, or did they get rid of that? Is it just first aid?
Well, at first aid, I have
I think we
paramedic.
do
I'm
have
going
a
to do like a
diagnosis,
paramedic
but,
check. This seems
yeah, I
more
think it's
than
a
first
paramedic
aid.
check.
Okay. So
I have both.
what I mean, just like just assess. Are you actually going to examine, or are you just sort of assessing, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm actually examining like why
Okay.
are there pretty colors?
Okay.
Is he having stroke?
Did Jim get hit with something?
Mm-hmm. Well, that is a 1.
Oh, all right. Well, add it and then roll another die, and
They have purple street lights.
So it's a 10.
you rolled a 10 on the second one, or a total is 10,
Total is 10.
They change.
including subtracting the second one.
This is so cool.
okay, awesome.
Purple, then red.
Obviously peculiar, but
Then
you
green.
don't see anything wrong.
Them. Whatever you are drinking, clearly better than this stuff. Do you mind sharing?
Oh yeah, sure. Hang on. Here. Hit the hyperspace.
Okay, so so that sort of lets you know what happened.
Not exactly to drink, but I assume I'll feel it soon.
Jem, do you have any more of that?
Yes. Actually, I should. Been a while.
That
Oh,
was not what I was thinking.
oh. The colors have gone.
What? You won't. I'm looking at the road. Looking at the road. Don't want to.
I am happy
Need to
be
fix
a
the radio.
passenger.
Okay, yeah, while you're driving, Boris is now suddenly, apparently, focused on trying to repair the radio while you're driving.
Volume not working. I only hear so much of Russian music through this.
The techies need to make just general education rolls, your TN's going to be different. So just let me know what you get.
Okay.
How educated are you?
Sorry, what did you say? Education?
Yes.
Ooh, the explodey.
I got. Oh, I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Education's 10. So.
Okay. 14.
27.
27. Okay. You're a little wrapped up in your own thing at the moment.
Okay.
So it does occur to you that there's
Twinkle.
essentially a 0% chance that there's not some kind of electronic monitoring device on this vehicle.
Check around. Let's...
Not while it's driving.
Can we pull over real quick?
Yeah.
I
What,
don't think the chicken would like that. He's trying to race us.
This is probably the vehicles probably have a tracking device of some sort.
fuck, yeah, we can. And I'm just gonna pull over on the side of the, as soon as I have a bankment,
Okay.
like side of the freeway.
Make an electronic security check. I'm assuming you have the skill. And during that, it just flat out occurs to you, Jem, that there's also a pretty much 0% chance that they can't track that drone if it's part of their property,
Yeah.
even without having the controller. You can tell that it's flying completely black with no flight plan, no transponder or anything, which is illegal. But you're gonna guess that anybody in that network of folks knows where their own drones are.
Yeah. Whilst we're stopped for whatever they're doing, I'll pilot the drone back and then power it down. So we've got the drone, but it's off.
Is there any more grenades in the vehicle? Guy was reaching for one. There might be more.
You said that it was likely that it could track the drone as well. You said, right?
I just powered
Yeah.
it down.
Does it work when it's off or only when it's on the tracking?
If you completely remove the power, it seems to undo it. Yeah. With 21, you see that there is definitely electronic tracking on this vehicle. You're not sure with that roll how to disable it without disabling the vehicle electronics, meaning no drive, no go.
Can you help me with this?
Yeah, sure. What am I looking at?
Tracking device.
Oh.
Not entirely sure how to disconnect it safely so we can keep going.
Oh, that
Keep
can
on
be
going.
tricky. Yeah, they did. That. Yeah.
Electronic security. I'll give you a check.
Electronic security. Mhm.
Oddly enough, you're noticing that after the hit
22.
of the air hypo, Gem seems to be leveling out, not losing it.
Okay.
Boris, however, seems to think that there are chickens racing you on the highway.
Yeah. So I have a med tech
And Natasha
bag.
here is being very friendly. Wow.
What are the chances that there's something in my med tech bag that might stabilize Boris?
Go ahead and make just your med tech knowledge type roll, whatever the med techs get now, because I don't think it's med tech. I think it's a different skill.
I got 22.
22. Again, same problem. This thing is designed to essentially to not be tampered with. Removing it will interfere with the electronics of the vehicle.
Oh, yeah, there's medical tech.
Okay. So just
Yeah,
make
there's like a whole subset of like 15 different doctor skills under medtech. It's
Does the
16.
Okay, your brief diagnosis after talking with Boris a little bit is Boris is on a hallucinogen of some kind, and the fix to that is either to sedate them or let them ride it out. There are things that can flush their system and make it go faster, but that's not the kind of thing you carry.
I have an idea. We could check the engine and see where it leads, connects. Maybe you can turn it
No,
off there.
that's the stuff you guys.
That's
have
what we
done.
were doing.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Never mind.
It's essentially integrated into the wiring harness into an important way, in an important way. So it's designed to be tamper-proof.
Okay.
We could try. Yeah, they probably ran the antenna right the way through the chassis. I was going to try and Faraday cage it, but
What are the chances that could work? Is there a role for
What's the-
like?
It's not kit bash. What is it? Field? What do the techies get now?
Jury rig?
Is it jury rig still?
I don't
I
we
didn't
had
see that come up as a skill.
There's like a whole.
There's cyber tech.
There's a
Yeah.
special techies and med techies, and I can't remember the list of them, but they get their own unique like special set of skills.
Okay. Well,
in
it
the
would be
book.
on the character sheet if they had it. So
Yeah. There's basic tech, cyber tech,
under the
electronics
special
and tech,
ability.
security,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I don't.
and then in vehicle tech.
No, this was trying to sort of do the physics of it, try and Faraday cage the signal so that even though it was still running, the signal wasn't getting
go
out.
to bio. Here.
Yeah.
Your special ability. You get field expertise, upgrade, fabrication, and invention expertise.
Oh wow.
And you have 4 points that you can move around or that you can distribute in those. And you have to pick that at character.
Okay,
creation that
just
you
to keep
did it,
things
so-
running, I'm going to say no, we can't.
okay. So here's the one thing: you'll only get one shot at it, and you guys can decide who wants to try it. But there is a chance that you can essentially short out the module, but have it still be in line, and it may not interfere with the wiring harness. If you can short out the electronics of what it does without actually ruining how it's integrated, it's not going to be an easy thing, but you can try that.
You each can dump a whole bunch of luck into it like I did too.
Oh, I forgot that. That would have been good. Oh
How
well.
much luck do you have?
7.
7? You do it.
So this is going to be electronic security again or something else?
We'll this will be vehicle tech.
Vehicle tech?
Do you have that?
No.
Oh shit. Okay, I could do that. Never mind then.
Up to Sam.
So if I pour all 6 luck points, what will that do for me? I'll bring it
It gives you a +6 to your roll.
a plus 6, so that would
So it
be
would be your vehicle tech plus your tech +6.
so vehicle tech
Plus tech.
plus tech. Oh my god. Okay.
Plus 6.
Plus 6. Wow. Okay. So yeah, that'll be 28,
Okay.
and then
Good.
Then, before you even roll.
Yeah.
So you only need to roll a 2.
Cool. And there's a 7.
Okay. So your luck is spent. Remember that. All right. Yeah, you actually find a way to very carefully do it. It's largely luck because you spent your luck, but you do manage to, you think, short out that module, and the vehicle stays running.
I think I did it.
Nice.
Well,
Your idea worked wonders.
Still here to end
Natasha
it,
says
so...
that she believed in you the whole time. And don't worry about the other thing that she mentioned.
I won't worry. I'm gonna get in the car.
Yeah, get back in here.
The
All right.
tablet that controls the drone,
Yes.
does it have like slots for multiple drones?
No.
So it was
It was just for this one. Yes.
just for this one.
You need to toss the tablet too.
It can only be
I'll
tracked
pull
with
the battery.
the power on, though, right?
I want to have a working drone.
No, yeah, of course. That's up to you two.
Nope, battery's pulled. We're good.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna get back on the road. Is it just pretty much the one highway out here, as far as we know, or we've seen so far?
More or less, and there would be a lot of dangers on the highway. Plus, you're not entirely sure that you're not being tracked. However, given our start time and everything, we're gonna say that with the driving and being able to sort of play cat and mouse, since you did end up with a vehicle, you guys are able to run the clock out and meet up with somebody who does pay you, basically to buy that back from you. It's the person that you were supposed to be delivering it for.
Mm-hmm.
The buyer either somebody interfered or the buyer hired somebody to try to take it without paying for it. They don't know yet. It was a legitimate job. They are apologetic, basically as much as they can be, for you guys essentially being disposable edge runner nobodies. But they do want to make it clear to you that this was not how it was supposed to go. They were legitimately going to pay you for what was supposed to be a straightforward job, so no hard feelings kind of thing. That's all they're worried about. They do pay you a little more than you would have received before, and it's, on the conditions that they don't know you, you don't know them, nothing happened.
Okay.
Don't tell anyone about lizard men in control.
No.
You've come down off of that, and you're incredibly irritable by the time this happens.
And then we're gonna, I'd say we take the the barely functioning car to Night City and get a drink.
I agree.
Since we actually did our first job.
Yeah, it was supposed to. I wasn't expecting. One, for you guys to get the vehicle, and two, for the limited number of encounters. Because what was supposed to happen is, as the hours ticked off, you guys were just going to rotate through making luck rolls, which is why it's funny that some of you spent your luck. Because the TN was essentially 8 the entire time, and as long as you rolled an 8, the hour ticks by and nothing happens. When we get into the last 5 hours, or 4 hours after 5, so the last 4 hours, the TN goes up to 10, and all you're getting is your luck to roll. So, sort of wandering monstering it, but I left it up to the die roll and your luck to see how smoothly the time ticked off.
Okay.
Worked out well.
Yeah, well, except
it-
after 4 hours, my my addiction kicked back in.
Oh my goodness. We'll stick you in.
Do you have more of that? Sure do.
That was great. That was great.
He's right. Colors are beautiful.
Well, that's in Turkey. Very interesting nights.
I had 2 doses, which I had to take one every 4 hours.
Okay.
And
So, like, at the 3-hour mark, starting to get itchy. So basically the really bad luck roll, the bad encounter, it was somebody nearby. There was a team patrolling, and they just were a couple blocks away, and they were throwing up they weren't going to stay. They were just launching a drone, and then they were going to head back. But because of the drone, they knew you guys were there.
Yeah.
So if the firefight had prolonged, or if you guys had started to try to evade instead of engage, there was already other teams on the way. But the firefights happen really quickly, and since the vehicle didn't blow up, it just got shot up some. Having a vehicle and being able to get out of town essentially is the easy button for that, which works because we started late, and we're at the end of a convention sleep cycle and all that. So
Yeah.
So what were all the little slips of paper then? Just little flavor
those were
things?
just random tasks for you guys to try to work in. You guys can read what they were. Kira pulled hers off, and I know Jillian got at least one of hers.
I did make a Princess Bride reference.
Wait, what?
I missed the Princess Bride one. I caught.
oh, when they were doing the
Hit him
argument,
with a rock.
and I just shouted, "Listen!" and you just like looked at me and like, "What?" And I'm just like,
Okay, I missed that in the moment as well. So
I was searching for a way to get mine.
What's yours?
Make a comparison to a poker hand or play at least twice. And I was trying to find.
and then James, read
Something.
yours. What was
"Okay,
yours?
interrupt tension with listen," but then have nothing to add after the interruption.
Yeah, I don't know what mine's hyper drama plus something or
Hyper dramatically.
Oh, hyper dramatically. I quit at least twice, which
Yeah.
yes.
Hyper dramatically
Go, I quit, which so
Oh, these are fun. I like that.
yeah, I like these.
I got jazz hands dramatically at least twice. I did it once.
Okay.
Didn't see it
Wondered about that.
Yeah. And then Jillian had to. Just 2 fairly obvious movie quotes.
I couldn't.
Oh, that was the say hello to my little friend.
Yes.
And what was the Princess Bride one? Because I missed it.
Hit him with a rock.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, it's fun for one shots to every now and then just give people random fun things to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have a hard time with it because sometimes at conventions when I've done it, people don't catch the reference. Like I've made specific movies like use 2 lines from Ghostbusters twice, and they're random. I don't want to know who has them either. And then not to sound like an old man, but then some 14-year-old person playing the game who's never seen Ghostbusters, I don't know what this is. So they don't know what to do with it, which sort of stinks because it doesn't let them engage that.
Yeah.
I could hand them out deliberately on purpose, but it's really fun for me to try to watch and see who's doing what.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
You can put examples on there. I mean, somebody who knows it could
Yeah.
just run with their own.
With movie lines, I could give them a couple of lines to
You just need to
specifically
write
try
down
to
across the
use.
screens on it.
But it's really fun to see what people come up with. Like hit him with a rock. I'm really proud of myself. I say hello to my little friend, even though it's too late. And listen.
I loved how confused you were. You were deciding who was going to go with the gun. You
got me, yeah. I loved it.
Yeah, that one was really fun, and just dramatically like I quit. Those are really fun. But yeah, every once in a while, I don't do it every game. It's really fun for one shots, but it's really fun to just sort of give things to people to try to work in.
Yeah.
And yeah, Sarah, you had the tough one with the try to make a poker reference.
I was looking for something, and I couldn't find it.
It's tough.
Glad I didn't get that one. I don't know anything about poker.
Yeah, like if we had run away, I could have mentioned it was time to fold, or raising the stakes, or going all in.
On a similar note, and this is funny at my expense, but I'm going to share it. When I ran this earlier at RageCon, it went completely different because this is a sandbox adventure. I set it up, and it's all up to you guys what happens, and it's sort of all up to the dice as to what succession and how rapidly bad things happen. Technically, you guys could just wait the clock out and nothing bad happens, and you guys just role play off each other. That's not likely to happen, but it could.
We could have been sat in a Hotel
The
6
conversation.
for some time.
That is
The
what I
conversation with the
suggested.
cell phone. The conversation with the cell phone.
Yeah.
They immediately fessed up to the fixer being killed, and from that, it was fine because the person was going to come help you and whatnot. They just needed to know what was going on, but you don't know that.
Yeah.
But it turned into that criminal innuendo speak, and it was all sports ball references. Basically, it went football innuendo, and I know I'm terrible with sports ball. I am not into sports ball at all. So, like, is the ball still in play? We have the ball. I'm like, okay. Can your team still take the field? That's all this stuff going back and forth, and they're answering partially in innuendo. It was also getting mixed in with one of the guy picked the handle disco. Okay, so if this isn't the fixer, who is this? And the answer was just a disco ball, and it was just dot 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 for a long time dot dot dot, and then disco is dead. Where is K-Neck? Like, well, unlike disco, K-Neck is dead. I'm like,
That's good.
and he kept finishing the messages with emojis like this. And, it was really funny. So, but yeah, it was a football play back and forth, and I'm like, oh, this is awful. I am so bad at this.
You were safe with me doing the messaging. That wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, it was like,
So what happened to it? Did they stay on the beach on the cell phone for a while, or
No, what they did was the first thing they did was they crossed the road from where you were, and there was an old RV park, and there was like a pack of nomads living there. Because they handled that correctly, the nomads guided them to a safe part of town where they could hold up. They did eventually get caught there, moved to a different house, eventually got caught there. And actually, Disco, with the random characters, wound up with like bounding cyber legs, jumping cyber legs. So they had killed a couple of the bad guys on patrol in the street, and a drone flew in to see what happened before they could do anything. So they hid in a nearby house, and the drone flew around, and then the drone finally came down real low to about 20 feet to check out what was going on. Well, Disco's legs let him jump 20 feet.
Oh, good God.
Plus his height. So Disco, unannounced to everybody, was like, oh, here's my chance. And just bolted out of the house and jumped up and grabbed the drone and then just slam dunked it into the pavement. So there was some funny stuff. There really was. And then for added effect, just in case he didn't break the optics, flipped it around and headbutted it because he wanted that to be the last thing they saw. So there was some funny silliness there. And that game started really late, so there was some reckless stuff going on. But yeah, it was completely different the way it went. But yeah, like I said, the joke at my expense was I was stuck in a football innuendo.
Yeah.
Is the ball still in play? Can you make it to the end zone? hold tight, substitutions on the way, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is terrible. I don't know this lingo.
That's funny.
So,
Yep.
but I
Happens to us
didn't
all.
give them these tasks like I gave you. I wanted to, but the game started really late because the last minute replacement characters I had to make, I didn't have the companion that you guys do. I need to download that app.
Yeah.
I found a website that just randomly generated the characters, and it's utterly random, does not follow any guidelines, and has no logic at all to it. It's just give them 3 pieces of equipment, assign them 7 random skills. One guy only had 3 skills.
Oh.
The solo had, your skills are supposed to cap at 6, I think,
6.
and your stats are also supposed to cap at either 6 or 7.
8. Cap.
8?
Stats cap at
Okay.
8. Skills cap at 6.
This solo, brand new character, had a cool of 10 and a bribery skill of 10.
No.
So the solo had like he was the best briber in the world. It was just the characters were terrible. So we took the time once they found the app. One of them knew about the companion app. We took the time to make characters, and we stopped for them to go throw tickets in the raffle and everything. So the game ran long, but I think they all had a good time. At least that's what they told me. I didn't give them these tasks though because there was already so much that was.
I think the companion made me and Sam a little similar in some of our like.
Some of them.
Some of them.
There was a bit of difference.
Yeah, you had the vehicle stuff. I didn't.
Yeah, I'm like specialized in drones and stuff.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I took.
No, you're fine. I don't care. It's okay.
You drone specialist. Speak up.
A little
But this
Scout could have drugged us up.
yeah,
He specializes in.
Scout does
making
have some good stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she wasn't sharing.
I know.
There's good stuff because medtechs I think come with a surgical medical kit, not just like a first aid kit.
And they have a they
But we
get to
didn't really
pick
get
a-
banged
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you guys
Yeah, you got shot.
Yeah, I got shot, but
a little bit. Nobody
Did
really
you take
got too
damage?
wounded.
I know someone took 1 point of damage.
it was me. I took the 1 point, but then I fucked your back up with the
Yeah, what the heck?
saving you.
And there was some rule
don't wanna see-
shenaniganry with us messing with this new system.
I don't want to
like
walk
how
up
many
to you
turns
after
left
the
do we have
grenade
left in
and
that
see the
grenade?
little skull emoji on your
what I was going to do
Definitely stalled.
was just roll a d10 and keep adding it until it was 10 or more.
Okay.
So, yeah. Because he wasn't cooking it off or anything. He had hit it and he was ready to throw it, but it got knocked out of his hand. So I was just going to be like, all right, I'm going to roll a d10. Does it go off? Oh, that's a 4. Okay, so no. Oh, there's a 10. It goes.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that could have been.
It could have been right away. Could have been
been.
10 rounds from now. It could have been, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just going to randomize it that
Yep.
way since not only was he doing it left-handed, but he was getting it ready to throw, and then all of a sudden there's Sam in his face.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
one
buddy.
thing. That's one thing I love about like pre-generated characters and stuff because I like the grapple hook makes me really happy, and that I got to do that. And I remember in a game that Nat ran once at the former studio, I had a pre-gen rogue for their one shot, and I had the standard bag of 1,000 ball bearings in my inventory. I was just going through my inventory when we ran into something, and I was like, I'm gonna use that, and
fun.
it was just a very memorable moment. And I love when players get to use stuff.
Random
like that.
gear is so much fun.
I had a road flare. I thought I'm going to do something with a road
like
flare.
stuff like that. Like I love it. I love it.
Let's see if I can make a distraction.
Yep.
So yeah, there was some fun stuff with the system. I definitely, it should have been apparent to anybody that actually role plays that watches this, that I definitely need to learn the system better. I did just get this. I've had the books for a while, but I did just get into this system, and I have some reluctance to get over just because of my love for the older version. So I do want to give it a fair shot. If I continue to run it at all, it will likely get house ruled a bit to reflect some of the stuff that I love. And I'm not afraid to say I might actually just continue using the 2020 setting, because a lot of my gripes are some of the fluff and setting decisions they make. I
Yeah.
get that they had to push the world forward, but I don't know. I'm not on board with some of the decisions. I'm going to read more on it. I am a huge and longtime fan of R. Talsorian.
We should discuss, do a stream where we discuss some of the changes and go over them.
Yeah, I'd be all for that. Once I can actually do it in an informed fashion.
Yeah.
But other than what they did with Cyberpunk 2030X, which was innovative in a lot of cool ways, but was just, it was too much of a departure. There was a lot of really weird things that they put in there. And I'm fairly certain they recognize that too, because that has fallen to the wayside, died, nobody talks about it, and it's not in the catalogs anymore. So it's been chiseled off the walls for history. So, but they did do some innovative things in it that were kind of neat. But a lot of what they did to the world and the game was just really weird. My absolute favorite rendition of any of the cyberpunk genres or cyberpunk games from this genre from anybody is from R. Talsorian, and I love 2020, but I loved what they did with the setting, at least for what they called Cyber Generation.
Yes.
Mechanically, they were moving in a new direction, and it wasn't there yet. So, rules as written are. I don't use them. I run 2020 with mutant kids, basically.
Yeah.
Kids with augmented powers, and it's part of the plot. But I don't use the rules as written. I use some of the modifiers, and I still use the kids versus adult rules and whatnot. But they really streamlined it too much, too suddenly. But I love Cybergen. Cybergen's fun. Anyway, it's late, I'm tired, and I'm rambling. So it's obvious to me, so I'm sure it's obvious to everybody else in the room. So we're going to wrap this up. We do appreciate you guys watching. If we do any more collaborations soon, we will definitely do more collaborations, but we may have some coming soon. We'll definitely keep you posted on all of our Discord and social media. We love getting to meet the two of you guys, and the member that wasn't a participant but still traveled all the way here to meet us and is in the room. All of the folks that we have gotten to work with and meet this time for this convention and this weekend, it's been really great. We're gonna need to hang out and do something tomorrow as well.
Brunch. Yeah.
Brunch.
And thank you so much for having me out. I can't speak for James, but I'm sure, but,
Fantastic being here.
it's been a pleasure. Loved working with you guys and gaming with you guys. It's amazing. Thank you.
It's a heck of an expense, but we're going to need to do it again at some point. Need to make sure everybody can make it. Nick, we missed you. We really did.
We missed you so much.
I absolutely hate that everything went sideways and screwed up the trip, dude, but we did miss you. And it was compulsory that you were going to play Munchausen, so it's compulsory that I get a rain check. You're going to have to come out here at some point.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'll arm wrestle you for it. All right. So thanks again. We're going to go ahead and sign off, and PDT should be back next week?
Should be back next week.
Okay, so as far as we know, we're back to normal next week. We do have some new projects coming down the pipeline, and look for continued streams for Endara on Andromeda Adventures.
Andromeda Adventures. This week, we're going to be doing a one-shot. I believe Kira's going to run Bard
Like a bard out of hell. My bread and butter.
We will be...
My bard and butter.
But we'll be right back into Gilles de Ray's basement the following week.
And on PDT next Sunday, we finally get to pick up our cliffhanger of like 3 weeks at this point. So that's going to be really exciting.
And
I'll
see
be
Feywild shenanigans.
Yes.
and I will be back to being Genton in the chat.
Yep.
My snort counter during PDT.
There wasn't a single snort tonight. See, it is the DM chair. There's also a more...
And on that note, everybody have a good night. Thank you for watching.
Good night.
Good night.
Take care of each other.
I like that that's maybe the last note we ended on.
That was good.
Fucking beautiful. I can't be mad at it. That was great.
All I do is snort at you.
Did you do an infectious snort?
I guess so.
Infectious